Hello. No one's gonna be here because that was confusing as heck. Okay, but I think we're rolling now. Hopefully. Hello and welcome. If I sound chaotically a little bit frantic, it's because I am. And the last live I had open wasn't playing audio, so we're back. We're better than ever. Nobody's here, but I'm here, and that's totally fine. And thank you. If you had to click 25 links to make it here, I appreciate you. You're a real OG. Oh, hello. Okay. All right. You can hear me, and now you should be able to hear, like I said, Heidi Powell, who we're talking about today, and Dave Hollis.
He's great. The kids love him. Noah will not go to sleep at night when it's her bedtime unless Jeffrey is sitting on the foot of her bed. So he's great. He's just a little grumpy for me. I want a happier dog. Yeah, Ina Garten. That's right. He's named after Ina Garten's husband, who's also named Jeffrey.
Oh, got it. Okay.
And we're live right now. They're live right now.
You?
So we're just gonna watch live for a second.
Is still, and I've had to tell people who he's named after. No, I didn't name him. What are you talking about?
Oh my gosh. Well, all right. It's late. It's late your time. It's dark outside. I'm gonna let's take this offline. What do you say?
Let's take this offline. Yeah. Come on, let's watch a rom-com.
A rom-com?
Yes.
You'll have to pick it because I never know what's happening. Any final words?
Okay.
You want to say?
We're at the end, guys.
Well, I keep on having to try and calm myself down just a little bit if I get a little frustrated or sad. And I think that there is always going to be some kind of reminder of needing to trust the process or needing to just accept or surrender to things greater than you, having forces or, in some ways come into and affect what your plans are for something that ends up being greater than you can appreciate in real time and usually much better than whatever you're experiencing in real time. So I'm finding the peace. I need I know, you have access to Danielle, a thing that I continue to also want to try and jump in on.
I feel like you need to talk to her.
I think I need to.
Yeah, I thought about bringing her on Instagram. Wouldn't they love? What if I did a thing? So Danielle,
Don't do it.
I need to fill everyone in that is still here. Danielle is my good friend who daily does. I have a 10-15 minute meetup with her, and once a week it's 30 minutes, and it's breath work, meditation. Sometimes it's spiritual, just kind of energy connecting and helping me process things. Yeah, Danielle is incredible. She's amazing. It has literally changed. So two things have changed my life. Taking time. It is Danielle 100% because she's helped me take the space. But what it is mostly about that is me taking time every single day to disconnect from the external world and actually internally focus on what is happening with me. And I actually think, you hear people saying meditation and breath work is so important, and yoga. You don't.
It's not a replacement for therapy.
Why until you do it. Because truly, when you do it, you have even in the middle, you don't know what's happening. It's when you open your eyes after that you're like, okay.
Yeah.
Now I see why life is so busy and it's so loud and there's so much coming at us. We don't really ever take the time to think of what we think, right? And so
Okay.
What if I brought her on here and we did
I think it's a great idea.
Thing.
I think it's a great idea. The thing is, even if you just got 10 minutes, it's it is an immediate mindset or cloudy brain changer.
Don't take social media advice from Dave.
Yes, I think it's a great idea.
Yeah. All right, Dave.
All right, Heidi.
Let's let our people go.
Let these people have a Friday night.
Yeah, it is Friday night.
Yeah, let us talk about you.
Guys, I love you for being here. Thank you.
Oh, she loves us.
This was fun. I came on to tell a story and answer some questions.
Okay, we're going to go back and watch the full of that because they're wrapping up. Okay, so I just wanted to get in there. That's a pretty good teaser to set up what we're going to be talking about today. So let's pretend that we're starting from the beginning, okay? Thank you, everyone, for being here. That was Dave Hollis and Heidi Powell. If you don't know who they are, you ain't going to enjoy this show because you kind of have to have the background information by this point to really understand and enjoy what we have in store for this show today. So as you can see in the thumbnail, Heidi has had quite the week. Heidi Powell, she is a fitness influencer, but she's very much dabbling as of late in the personal development self-help space. She has that I am the flower queen vibe going on lately, meaning like I'm going to like have followers worship at my feet and bring them to retreats and tell them about how I'm a butterfly and I'm going to change your life. And she's definitely got that vibe going, and she's got the followers, some, not that many. She's got like, I don't know, 10 devotees, but that's how every great self-development cult starts. You start with 10 and you grow and expand until it gets shut down by the government. So she's definitely on that path. And she had some success, so it seems. It wasn't a total failure. I talked about that in a different video with the SUSCon, her Show Up Summit that she held in Chandler, Arizona. We did a whole video about that. So things were seemingly going well for Heidi. And I guess to celebrate, she was going to go to Mexico to have a little treat for herself. And there's a lot of things going on at this time. So if you're not totally familiar with the whole saga of Heidi, Heidi was married. So her last name Powell comes from Chris Powell, who is her ex-husband, who she was married to for several years, has 2 children with. And they, as you can see here, co-founded, allegedly, but Heidi says she co-founded the Transform brand, which is like a health and wellness, mostly protein, pre-workout shake company. They also have an app where they do workouts and things. So that was Heidi and Chris's company together for a while. As you can see, they have, even from this month, pictures of, there's Chris underneath behind my head, random woman that's a part of the company, I guess, and then Heidi. Excuse me. So, if you follow Heidi for 5 seconds, you definitely know that she hawks this products every day, and it's like, oh my God, the blueberry cheesecake Transform flavor is so good. Like, this is the brand, okay? So, apparently through the divorce, and Chris and Heidi have been divorced for, I think they announced it to the world in 2020, but they might have even done it like privately previous to that. So it's been a little while, about 3 years or so. Finally, I'm assuming after, some legalese and such, Chris is now the sole owner of the Transform app, at least. I don't know about the protein powders and all that stuff, but he is the sole owner of the app now, and he sent out a message. Now, this is coming from Reddit, so I'm not going to say that this could have been doctored in some way. I mean, obviously it's like got a highlight on it, but it came from Reddit. So I did not receive this email because I will, over my dead body, will I sign up for another subscription email newsletter. I cannot, and especially for one of health and fitness. No, thank you. So I'm gonna accept that this is true and not doctored in any way, and someone just posted it onto Reddit. But Chris now is the sole owner of the Transform app. I highly doubt that that's what Heidi wanted. I could be wrong, but she seems to have a thing where she has made it publicly clear that she did not want to divorce Chris in the first place. She talks about Transform a lot, and that's her family, whatever. So this is probably a blow to her. And this is just me talking about this to kind of set up why Heidi had such a chaotic week, perhaps. So that's one element, that Chris is now the Transform heir. Okay, so that's part of it. Now, I also want to say that Heidi did the SUSCon. She just had her Show Up Summit. It was expensive. I talked about that before as well. Basically $4,000 to go for this 3-day event if you were the VIP, and really based on what I saw, the VIP was kind of the only valuable part because you at least got to eat. Sometimes you got a little extra. It was $4,000 if you round up, and it was $1,100 to go just for like I called it a NIP, a not important person. It was $1,100, so not cheap. You have to have some dispensable income to be able to attend. But it did so well, I guess, in her eyes, that this price point was appropriate for what you got, which was, some, I wouldn't even call them celebrities, some like C-list influencers to tell you like, you can do it. Wah! Dance party. Like, okay, I know I'm being mean, but that's what it is. Like, let's be real. At least that's what I saw on Instagram. It was people on a little stage saying like their story that they probably have told a million times on their own Instagrams. And then people going like this. Ah, yeah. Okay, so I know it's mean, but prove me wrong. So things went so well that Heidi, sold her SUSCon and then decided, okay, now I'm going to have a mastermind and I'm going to make all these other offerings and, really get people's money. This is a booty squirrel. If you didn't know what that is. This is her new website. It's not a new website, but this is a new page on the website with some more offerings. And the thing I wanted to point out, okay, blah, 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 don't care about any of this, is the prices for all these things. So, it's your typical sales page. We've seen these a million times. It's like, the way that they get you into the funnel. There's a VIP mastermind, which I hate that term, mastermind, especially with people who are not qualified in any sort of mastery of anything. But okay. Again, we're at the $4,000 price point. That's very expensive, in my humble opinion, for, you get a lot of check marks, but one of the check marks, for example, is a fanny pack. So it makes it look like, wow, $4,000, I'm getting 1,000 things. Yeah, but one of them costs 5 cents in China, and a child probably made it together. I'm sorry, I'm in a mood today. This week has been kind of shitty for me personally in my personal life. So I might be a little bit more, as Dave Hollis would say, ornery than usual. So she's got a lot of stuff going on, basically, is what I'm trying to say. And she's also really hitting those high price points, trying to get those people to participate in her events that cost thousands of dollars. Now, why do I care about that? I really don't. But think about yourself spending $4,000 on somebody who came up with this program who has issues like the one we're about to talk about today, who doesn't plan in advance in any sort of way or have any forethought or insight into basics of how to live and travel and do things in an adult fashion. So if you're going to spend $4,000 to get your life in order, I would hope that the person teaching the class and running the company that you're going to pay this money to has their life in order. And I think I'm going to now show you why that is a little bit in question. Okay, so let me pull it up. So let me set the scene once again. Oh, wait, hold on. One more thing to just set the scene again. Continue to set the scene. This is about our girl, Rachel Hollis. If you didn't know, that's Dave Hollis's ex-wife. She apparently is a singer-songwriter now. She is like, hitting the town in Nashville. She's becoming a country singer. Of course, the song is about her life. How could it not be? I already called that forever ago. Any sort of writing that she's going to do and has done, even in the fiction world, has been loosely based on her own life. So, of course, the song she's going to write is going to be about her life. But Dave Hollis commented on Rachel's video, reel, whatever this was on Instagram, and said, "This is so freaking amazing. Way to go. Can't wait to hear more. Fire, fire." And I don't think Heidi would probably love that. She may say she doesn't care because she has a great relationship with her ex-husbands, at least so she claims. And there's been Good Morning America segments about her relationships with her ex-husbands and how amazing they are. So Heidi can't really say, oh, don't talk to Rachel, but I don't think that Heidi would much enjoys Rachel being a part of Dave's life. I'm just going to go on a limb and say that. Okay. And I'm seeing your comment. Thank you for commenting. I mixed it up a little bit with the background, so I'm going to have to find a place for the comments. Maybe there. Okay. I'm going to have to read this on Reddit. Maybe we'll make a trip to Reddit later about the song. Okay. So that's where we're going to begin. So Heidi has had kind of a rough week. is what I'm trying to say. Chris, her ex-husband, is taking control of the app. Dave's writing on Rachel's, Instagram. Heidi's got stuff to sell for thousands of dollars. She's got to work. She's got to put in the work. She's got to show up and work, okay, to be able to sell $4,000 worth of masterminds. So is that the reason why the situation that unfolded happened? I'm going to say yes. This started, so I recorded this last night, but it says 23 hours ago. So I guess what's today? Friday? So this would have been Wednesday or, nope, hold on. There we go. Wednesday night or something? Doesn't matter. This is the whole journey we're going to go on. Okay? You ready? Okay, and just for the record, Rachel's not singing. She hired people to sing the song for her. She's just the writer. She's just a creative genius. She's learning how to play guitar, but she hasn't sung the song yet. I can't bring that up currently right now on Instagram because Rachel Hollis blocked me on Instagram. Apparently she's starting to block people because I saw on Reddit a bunch of people got blocked, and I don't think I ever interacted with her account ever. So she must have found it through YouTube, or her team did it or whatever. Anyways, back to Heidi. Okay, so whatever. Okay, here we go. She's asking about how many. This is how, if you don't watch Heidi's stories, this is how she is. She acts like her Instagram stories are like a FaceTime message with people who know her. She'll go on for 5,000 slides. As you can see at the top, there's like 1,000 slides. And she ironically said, sorry guys, I haven't been on here very much. She posts like 600 times a day. So, anyways, okay, let's begin. Here it starts. It's quite the journey.
I have a 4-day, 2-night. That doesn't work. I have a 4-day, 3-night trip. You want to see how I'm packing? Super light. Not. That is for 3 nights.
She also does that, just for the record, she does that thing where she opens her mouth really wide. I don't understand why. And maybe it's because she's very, I don't know, she almost like trolls the Reddit thread, and people will take screenshots of her most unflattering moments. And by people, I mean myself included. But I feel like she does it on purpose, just to kind of be like, I don't understand why you'd open your mouth that wide. Like, we understand that it's like a thumbnail for YouTube, but she does it like in real life, as if her whole life is a thumbnail. Okay, anyways, I'm gonna go back. Sorry. It's weird, right?
That is for 3 nights. This is for 3 nights, you guys. Packing is my absolute least favorite thing to do. And what happens, because I don't know what I'm going to wear, when I'm going to wear it, I don't know what I'm going to feel like wearing, I end up packing every single thing I could possibly pack. I'm not kidding. It would not matter if I was there for 2 nights. I would have a big suitcase and a little. And I always say it's because I have blow dryers and curling irons, but I'm not even packing those this time because I'm going to wash my hair before I leave tomorrow morning. Can anyone guess where I'm going? Can
Mexico.
Anyone guess where I'm going? Let me give you a hint. It is a place I've been before.
Well, the answer is nowhere. We know that now. At the time when this was posted, it was Mexico. So if you want to guess, to the bedroom, to your living room, to your front yard is actually the correct answer. We're going to go down a little bit of a serious route in a second, because she starts talking about this life coach that she has, and I have major issues with this because, as I've talked about on my channel, on B. Haney's channel, and also shout out to B. Haney who's in the chat. Hey! We're going to do something on my channel with her soon. I have to figure out what, but we might just come on and hang out as well at some point. But anyways, what was I saying? The life coach. Okay. This woman is a life coach, which is not a therapist, which is not someone who's trained, most likely in mental health care with trauma, issues. This is a big problem with the life coaching industry, in my opinion, that, life coaches, I'm a life coach. Yeah, I'm a life coach. Hey, I'm a life coach. I don't have to pass a test. I don't have to sign up with the government in any sort of way, register, anything. I can just claim it and I become it. And she's going to talk about dealing with all these like childhood issues, and she was crying and doing breath work and all this stuff. And it's very, very, very dangerous. And I've been there before, where you open yourself up to a person who doesn't have qualifications to be able to hold that space for you. And it needs to be stopped. So that's my secondary rant. We're going to get there in a second. But back to Heidi.
And it's a much needed break that I know I've not been connecting on here as much lately because there's so much going on in my life. And I'm really, really, really trying to be more present in.
She posted like a literal 30 minutes straight of her children opening up every single Easter basket and playing a game, and she records everything. So her saying this is so moronic.
Moments, especially when I have my kids, because time's passing so fast, and yeah, I don't know. I was actually thinking today, I'm like, man, I used to capture every single moment and put it on Instagram.
She still does.
And it's so nice to not, and to actually live in the real world and get to connect with people inside of my communities, which is amazing. Also, I've been super busy building during the day. These really cool things. But another
$4,000 masterminds. Okay, that's what she's building. And booty squirrel graphics. All right, let's just keep this all within reason. Like I said, I'm in a mood this week. These influencers, they make it seem like they're solving world hunger, for God's sakes. They literally are putting together sequences of workouts and putting it on a website and then saying, like, I'm creating the world's vision for a new, millennium. It's like, shut up. You're not. Just, oh my God, like, just cut it back a little bit. I don't know who's gassing them up or if it's all bullshit or what, but like, we need to hear this and not take this seriously. This is what it is. You've made a website, you've put yourself in a bikini, and you're doing a butt workout. Awesome, wonderful. You're not solving the world's problems. Just let's have it right there. Like, let's just all collectively, can we all agree on that, please? Because I'm going insane.
I've been doing is I've been making time for me, which is so important. And looking back, I can't believe I wasn't before. Not just with working out and eating right, but actually taking time to work on myself, and be coached, be coachable. And every single day I've been doing my breath work and meditation with Danielle, which is magic. I was saying it's magic. Working on
it's
me
not magic.
Has been magic. I've mentioned a few times that I have not cried as much in my entire life as I have these past couple of years, and I feel like it gets progressively more, and it's not because I'm sad.
If you're crying more than you ever have in your life, and you're doing that with someone who is not qualified to take care of and make sure that these emotions are handled in a healthy way, that's a big, huge, huge, huge red flag. Okay? Huge red flag. So anyone watching this, yoga is wonderful, but it's not going to be a replacement for dealing with your, trauma. It's just not. And I hate that this narrative is going on, and she's like, pushing it to the up 10th degree. She's like, even in the live that we were just watching a second ago with her and Dave, it was like, oh, we're going to bring Danielle on. We're going to bring Danielle on. It's like, wonderful. Danielle can teach yoga, but she's not going to heal your problems from your childhood. Okay?
And I keep saying that. Sometimes I am. It's because I'm feeling more. I'm spending more time inward and less time outward, which I used to. And for most of my life, it's been about them, give, and it still is. But I'm trying to also learn the beauty of giving to myself and feeling what's in here instead of suppressing it down and numbing, which eating disorder in the past, workaholism, all of the things, that's ways of numbing. For people, it's alcohol, it's sex or whatever. And so to let feelings move through me, oh my goodness, the emotion and also the healing and also the peace and also the feeling okay if things don't work, because I'm learning who I am, you know? There was a moment today. It was from out of nowhere.
And this is also just on top of it. This woman like led 90% of the events and the workshops, it looked like, from her event in Show Up Summit. The fact that she's mixing a client, so Heidi is Danielle's client, apparently, that's what she's saying. This is also where it gets confusing with life coaching, because they're all best friends with their clients, which is how my life coach was with me. And like the lines were so blurred. It was like, I don't know, you're my friend, I'm also paying you, but you're also helping me. It's like so inappropriate. And that's why there's such things as boundaries. But anyways, Danielle did like all these events and all this work at Heidi's conference. And now she's also training or holding all this space for Heidi. Doesn't it make sense that she'll just tell Heidi whatever she wants to hear because she wants to continue to get paid by Heidi to have access to her community? Like, isn't that a conflict of interest immediately? Red flag number 2? Yes, it is. That's why this industry is such bullshit. You need to recognize that. And also, life coaching is supposed to be about future goal setting, making choices in the future, not looking at the past. She's talking about, when I had an ED, this is helping me get through it. This is so not okay. And I'm just making it doubly, triply clear that part of this whole thing shows why she's also having issues with the passport, which we're going to talk about very shortly. Okay, I'm going to shut up now. Keep going.
Danielle and I had our daily call that we do. And I was just having a conversation with her about a thing that had happened, and it triggered something in me. I mean, middle of my sentence, like a happy sentence, I broke into tears because something she had said caused me to say something that then triggered something, and it brought me immediately back to...
This is unregulated therapy. Okay, I'm done.
...to my childhood at a time when somebody didn't trust me, and I couldn't even tell the story without crying, which is, to me, but and there was a moment I was feeling super embarrassed for a minute. I'm like, oh my gosh, she's seeing me break down out of nowhere. But then as she held so much space for me to just be and sent me so much love through our FaceTime computer screen or FaceTime screen, I'm going to show you a picture because you can see her love.
You can't see love. You cannot see love. Maybe a little baby or something smiling. It's like, oh, that represents love to me. I hate people that say this too. I can see love. I can see what evil looks like. I can see what love looks like. No, you can't. People can be manipulative. People can smile and make it seem like they're happy, and they're not. So saying someone looks like love, or this is such a genuine look, it's like that doesn't mean anything. And she pushes this up, like, look, I'm going to prove that this woman loves me, that she's a perfect person. Like, she's wonderful to me. Look at her. Just look at her face. It's like, you don't think people can fake it? Okay, anyways.
Actually, she laid me down on the ground, told me to lay down. She did this amazing meditation for me, and tears just kept coming. And what's interesting is this pattern of how
This is a red flag. Heidi needs to go to therapy. She needs help. I'm sorry. Life coaching ain't it. As someone who went through this and needed therapy myself, I can see the signs, in my opinion, that she needs to go seek out help beyond this woman who has a financial interest to make Heidi feel good temporarily, or at least gas her up and make her seem like, oh yeah, you're, queen or whatever.
Feel how I felt back then. All of these instances in my life where it has repeated and repeated and repeated and repeated, and my way of being has been giving up everything, including myself, to try to compensate for what happened to me when I was a kid. And anyway, I guess I'm here saying this because I thought it was so interesting how a thing that I never would have opened up to somebody and cried that much and let it out, right? And again, I said for a split second I was embarrassed. Then I quickly shifted to, oh my gosh, there is a spot in me that needs healing. Like it's almost like a rare gem. Like, oh, here's another cool spot that I get to heal. I get to process. I get to dig deep into and figure out what it is, what it's from, and also identify where it's holding me back. Like whether it's conscious or subconscious, these feelings, these things create limiting beliefs that do indeed hold us back from who we can be and who we're meant to be.
That makes no sense. None of that makes sense. Who are meant to, these little gems of trauma, we get to open them up and heal them to become who we're meant to be, who we already are. Shut up. This is nothing. This makes no sense. This sounds like Dave Hollis regurgitated chapter 1 of Built Through Courage, which, did not succeed for good reason. And it's just she's regurgitating it. But people, don't pay $4,000 for this, please. I'm begging you, please. Take the money and bury it in the yard. That's a better use of your money because you won't traumatize yourself in the process by doing that.
Danielle, I love you. Oh boy, I actually took a screenshot, Danielle. You didn't know this. I took a screenshot because your face was so love. And I'm going to post it right here because people need to meet you. With your...
Okay, I'm not going to play that because it's copyright. Okay, here's Danielle. She's smiling. Wow, what a concept. This woman, Heidi, who's paying her money to give her this life-changing advice, she's smiling. Yeah, I would be smiling too. If I got, probably $1,000 because she's having daily life coaching calls. Yeah, she's won the lottery of a client. Here, just lay down. I'll do a meditation for you that I've taken from YouTube. I mean, I'm not saying that's what she's doing, but love in human form. This woman is smiling. That's all that's happening here. I'm sick of it, if you couldn't tell. I'm sick of people telling me, oh yeah, I healed my trauma through, yoga. It's like, shut up. No, you didn't. You're more in denial than you were before. Okay. That was part 1. Here's part 2, okay? Now, this is where it gets a little bit more juicy, less serious, more fun, okay? Sort of. More chaotic. She can't sleep. Her flight leaves in 8 hours. That's how committed to not taking care of the big passport issue that we're in, and we're going to get there. Doesn't even check. So she's already checked in for her flight that she will not be going on for her long-awaited birthday trip. Okay, her birthday, she just turned 40, was recent. Okay, and here we are. Now we got it. She's taking a picture of her passport. That's always good to share with your 500,000 followers. Heidi Lynn, okay, from the United States, 1982. Yep, we knew that. Okay, expired on March 18th, 2022. So now she can't go to Mexico, but, she doesn't know that quite yet. She thinks that, influencers and the universe, because she is who she is, she's going to get this figured out. The universe has her back, right? Everyone else can go fuck off, but she is going to make this work because she is boss babe Heidi. Nothing's going to stop her from her trip with her man in Mexico. True or false? Let me know what you think. That's what she thinks, at least. Okay. And here it goes. Now, the biggest issue I have with this whole thing is you can see very clearly in her sunnies and her glasses that she's operating a vehicle during this exchange. Okay? This is not okay. Everyone else on the road that knows that their passport expires and that they should check that, every 10 years, is just trying to get to where they're going safely and alive. And we got people like this who are, supposed to be the leaders of our community and deserving of thousands of dollars for their wisdom. She's driving the car while telling this stupid story. Okay? So keep that in mind.
When something is...
And let me just say this. It says, now this is another thing that grinds my gears. Okay? As Peter Griffin says, my idol, my true cult leader, Peter Griffin. Grinds my gears. The universe always is in your favor when things are positive. And when things go negative, it's an obstacle for them to overcome. How come? How come that happens? How come? Why? Why is that not also an equal lesson of the universe does not want you to go on this trip, babe? No, Rachel does the same thing. Whenever something goes bad with her too, it's like, oh, I had to overcome that obstacle. But when something goes good, it's like, well, the universe blessed me with this. I deserve it. The universe loves me. It's like, how can it be That's convenient. That's all I'll say. That's convenient. And here we go. Heidi says, it appears the universe actually has my address. My address. And knows more than I do that a birthday trip to Mexico is not meant for me this weekend. When something is not meant to be, it's not meant to be. But then she's going to try everything in her power to make it be, as we will see. Okay.
Not meant to be. It's not meant to be. You guys, this morning I'm driving back from Tucson because come to find out, even though I thought I could fight the system or the universe or God, I can't. Somebody does not want me to be in Mexico. I'll tell you that. Either that.
The Mexican people don't want you there. No, I'm just kidding.
Or it's just ridiculous that I did not look at my passport. Probably a combination of both. But I literally did everything, including what you did not see is at 1:30 a.m. because I couldn't find a place to take a passport photo in Tucson.
I can't lie and say I know all the ins and outs of like how passports work and whatever, but when I needed mine, because I just got mine renewed last year, or in 2020 I got mine renewed right before the craziness happened, so I'm glad that I did it when I did. There was no way I could, like, I got it expedited, which was like 6 weeks was like the expedition of it. And I had to take pictures on a certain day, and then at Walgreens, and then they send it away, and then you have to still wait, and that's the fastest. I didn't know, and maybe I'm wrong. Let me know in the comments if there's some sort of 1 day, 24-hour passport turnaround. Just like you can just forget like all the other rules. If you have money or something, you can just, like, there's some secret society where you can go to Walgreens and they're like, oh, are you an influencer? Yeah? Okay, go in the back behind the photo lab. There's actually an influencer line where you can get your passport in 24 hours. Yeah, these like losers over here, they have to wait 6 weeks, but everyone else, like, you know, you guys who, if you have more than 100,000 followers on Instagram and you're sponsored by Thrive Market, that's a different line. That's how I feel. It's like, what the hell? Like, I don't think that's possible, but maybe it is. Maybe I'm just, you know, unaware of the ins and outs, but you got it same day? What? I'm shocked. So I guess I am dumb. Why am I waiting 6 weeks and paying extra for, like, oh, I got a really great deal, 6 weeks. Oh, Houston. Okay. Okay, well, I stand corrected. Let's continue.
I drove to the 24-hour Walgreens FedEx Print Center because it was the only place that told me that they could take passport photos before today. Before an appointment that I was hoping I could get at 9 a.m. But come to find out, you can't sweet talk anyone at the government. You can't. When you call.
Did you just figure that out today? Have you never been to the DMV before? I have to, like, apologize for standing, you know, at the DMV. They don't want to hear any of your garbage. No one. They don't care. You're a citizen to them, which I actually appreciate. I honestly really love that in a way because it just really equalizes us all. It just brings us all down to reality, and it makes people who get, you know, stomped on a lot, makes us all feel better because it's like, well, the world may be a little bit fairer sometimes, at least at the DMV. Anyways, okay. Then she says, I'm kidding, by the way. There was no sweet talk. Yeah, sure. I don't believe that. I believe she did try to sweet talk. I'm like, but please, my boyfriend, I've had a really hard year. I was crying. Because my life coach, you know, she was smiling love in human form, and that's why I need this passport, please. I need margarita. Mommy needs margarita. And they're like, ma'am, this is Walgreens. Please leave. It ain't happening. Okay, and then she says, there was actually no ability to even see anyone in person. No kidding. Okay, turns out you can't walk into the Tucson office like you used to be able to 10 years ago when she got her passport the first time. You now need a dang appointment that I hoped I could book as I was arriving to Tucson after my 2.5-hour drive. Okay, and again, just to recap, she's driving while she's telling the story. This is like slide 10, and she's been operating a vehicle on a highway this whole entire time.
Also, you can only set up appointments to get a passport, same-day passport, over the phone. You can't set them up online. So last night I'm like, all right, I'm going to wake up. I'm going to leave at 6 a.m. I'm going to be there in Tucson, which is, it said 2.5 hours away with traffic. I'm going to be there before 9 a.m. I'm going to be there at 8:30. The office to make an appointment that you have to call opens at 8. So I'm like, I'm going to...
Okay. And then she has this little emoji thing, which apparently represents her. It says, me driving to my appointment with so much determination that nothing could stop me. Okay, does that mean you were running pedestrians over? Like, what does that mean? Not my lack of planning, not even the universe. Like, shut up. Can we stop talking about this universe? The universe doesn't care if you get your passport in Tucson or you never get your passport. Do you know how big the universe is? It is scary huge. Stop being so self-centered. Everybody, please, including myself. Universe doesn't care what we do. Okay.
Call it 8 on the dot. I'm going to get in. I have a flight. I had 2 flights booked, actually, just one today out of Tucson. And then I booked one tomorrow just in case. And the sweet man was like,
Okay, I know, I'm sorry. Sweet man. Why do all these influencers call people with normal jobs sweet? Like, oh, if you're performing a normal job like housekeeper or waiter, it's always like this sweet person, like as if they're pathetic and somehow like, oh, this sweet person helped me out. Like, I know I'm being nitpicky and I'm being a little bitchy right now, but they all say the same terminology, so there must be some sort of correlation. Like, this sweet man, I know my heart was breaking over the phone. Like, he cares at all. Like, this man's got to go do his job. This is how he doesn't, like, have stress probably, just to, like, not have you freak out on him. Like, as if, like, you know, oh, the man on the phone was so sweet, let me down so softly. It was like he knew my heart was actually, no, he doesn't probably care about you, Heidi. I'm sorry to say. Okay, I'm done.
I am going to crush you right now. I'm so sorry, but the only location available to get a same-day passport today or tomorrow, is Honolulu. And I was crushed.
So you think, like, okay, so, you know, she's in Arizona. The only place in the whole country that has any appointments is on Honolulu. So, yeah, it wasn't meant to be. Like, these things happen, you know. Okay, just next time, don't make the mistake. This is where this ends, right? Nope. You'd be wrong. No, you'll see.
For about 5 minutes. And then I booked a flight to Honolulu. I'm going to Hawaii. I am. And here's what's crazy. I thought I really, 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 really wanted to go to Mexico. I've been looking forward to this since November when we booked it. It was the thing I was looking forward to, relax and chill. And after, gosh, I'm gonna cry.
Don't cry while you're driving. Oh my God. Okay, she's not only talking on Instagram, now she's crying and most likely trying to hide or stop her tears. I can't tell if her eyes are shut completely or not, but I'm going to imagine that they are not looking at the highway. Okay, let's go back a little bit. So the guy says, okay, the only thing that's open, probably facetiously was like, look, the only one that's even open right now is Hawaii. That ain't going to work for you. Sorry, just call it a day. She was probably trying to beg him, and he was like, let me just get this lady off the phone. So then she goes, no, I'm going to go to Hawaii. Okay. Insane decision making here. This is what privilege does. It's like, how much could a flight to Hawaii? She makes it seem like, oh, it's so cheap. It was so cheap. It's probably what, $1,000, like, you know, round trip. To then, okay, sorry. Let me calm down for a second. So her plan is, right? Her flight was supposed to be already happening, and she's in Arizona to Mexico, even if she's going to Cabo, is like an hour or two flight. It's nothing. It's like so short. So now so she's already supposed to be there. She's supposed to only be there for like 3 days. So now her plan is, logically, she thinks, okay, good idea. I'm going to go to Honolulu to hopefully get my passport expedited so I can then fly back from Hawaii, which is like a 7-hour flight or more from Arizona, probably more because you have to go to LAX and then to Hawaii. Go back, hoping that nothing gets canceled or whatever, to then go back, or I guess Honolulu, directly to Mexico. You're going to be in the air for like 20 hours. And then you have, 2 days to sit in Mexico? Why don't you just stay in Hawaii? This woman's not thinking correctly. This person is not logically thinking. And the money wasted too. It's like, not that she, seems like she's got $4,000 masterminds. Probably one person showing up to the mastermind can pay for this erratic behavior. I don't know. the fact that this is even like a consideration or something that she would think is a good idea is insane. And then against, she's like, oh, the universe guides me. She's another one. The universe guides me. Let me put my sound effects on. Hold on. This is a Rachel one, but
my guardian angels, my spirit guides.
Right? You know, they're all guided until they don't get what they want, and then they're going to fly across the country to prove the universe wrong. It makes no sense. Okay, and so then she goes, this is the face I make when I'm trying not to cry. Okay, why is she crying? I don't know. She seems happy. I'm confused by the mix of emotions here. Smiles on her face here. Says she's about to cry. Looks like I'm Hawaii bound, but here's the deal. My heart still hurts. This trip was booked 6 months ago. I've been looking forward to it on every hard day. It helped me push through. And guess what? Am I supposed to care? I'm sorry. Maybe this industry and like watching rich people just do whatever they want at all times has completely made me cold-hearted. But I don't care if you go to Hawaii or Mexico or anything. I don't care. No one should care but you, Heidi. That's the thing with parasocial relationships. Nobody really cares. And it's like, am I supposed to feel bad? Like, oh, you had a hard day. You just took $4,000 from people who are vulnerable people in society that, you know, need some sort of motivation. I think that's bad in the first place. I don't care that you don't get to go to Mexico because you didn't check that your passport was expired. This is so insane. Okay, I'm sorry. All right. Okay, back to Heidi.
I'm going to Hawaii. I am. And here's what's crazy. I thought I really wanted to go to Mexico. I've been looking forward to this since November when we booked it. It was the thing I was looking forward to relax and chill. And after, gosh, I'm gonna cry.
Oh, there's a semi-truck going by her. Oh, great. I'm glad she's to fix her hair. This is so insane. Again. And if you didn't catch that, my companion, I'm assuming who shall not be named, has legs that are on the beach waiting for her. Wah, wah. That's how I feel. Woman doesn't get to go on vacation because of her own mistake. End of the story. Okay.
After what has felt like a long few months. But here's the thing.
And okay, a long few months, every story that I see is like, my life is so amazing. My children are amazing. My clients are amazing. My life coaching's amazing. My conference is amazing. My team's amazing. Now it's like, oh, it's been such a hard few months. Doesn't sound like it. So much going through my mind. I'm tired, yes. I worked so hard and was looking forward to relaxing hard, finally. And mostly, so much sadness for having someone buy this gift and fly to set up, and my lack of attention to detail ruining his plans too. Oh, Dave he only gets to go to the resort by himself? Oh my God, what a tragedy. How horrible. I feel like this is all just performative so that she doesn't have to feel bad. Or she feels bad, obviously. I can tell that she feels bad. But that it's to show Dave how much she's trying to be there with him, to prove that she's trying to be a good partner. But it's like, do this privately. Why are you posting this on your stories? Why? I don't get it. It's so weird.
So many elements of trying to get there were so hard. So many. And it was like one thing after another until like literally God or the universe was like, dead end. I have tried everything. Dead end. Not meant to be.
Yeah, I don't think the relationship with Dave is meant to be. Maybe that's the sign that you're supposed to take from the universe. Your entire relationship has been horrible via what I've watched on Instagram. You've both he mostly has tanked his career since being with you. Not that it's her fault at all, but just universe signs. They don't take the signs when it's something that they don't want. They only want it when it's a sign of like, oh, I deserve money, I deserve happiness, I deserve this and that. But when it's something like roadblocks in the way or this trip not happening, oh, no. That's not a sign. That's an obstacle, a limiting belief. Like, shut up.
And what's interesting.
And she said, I saw the signs. Ace of base style, yes. I don't know what that means. And I ignored them over and over again. And I'm going to continue to ignore them. Apparently.
is there so many times in kind of getting ready for this trip, I'm like, man, another thing coming up. Is this a sign? You know, and then I kind of would not even let myself wonder if it was a sign, because I'm like, no, I'm going. And I am somebody who can make almost anything happen.
She can make anything happen? How about you make your passport not expire? Sounds pretty simple. I'm not against women thinking highly of themselves, or men, or anything. Like, if you have high self-esteem, that's wonderful. What I have a huge problem with is people who have this self-aggrandizing vision of who they are and what they can accomplish and how much they're impacting people's lives. It's like, just get a grip. That's all I ask. Just get a grip on what you're actually doing and accept it. You have no more control than anyone else, Heidi, except when you have money, you can maybe throw people around a little bit more. That's it.
I'm happy.
Okay, wait, hold on. We're going back.
Not even. And I am somebody who can make almost anything happen. I'm happy.
Yeah, it looks like you're happy.
But it really, like, when the dead end hit, I'm like, you know what? This is something, it is meant to be. Like,
Someday I'll learn. P.S. True story. Airlines seem to be giving away tickets to Honolulu from Phoenix. So cheap compared to Mexico. I'm going to need some proof of that. How much is cheap? And maybe Dave lied, because Dave said, oh, I paid for, she is making it seem like he paid for the trip. Maybe he's like, oh yeah, it cost me $10,000 to fly you from Phoenix to Cabo, which should cost like $200, I think, probably. But maybe he made it seem like it was more expensive, because I highly doubt that Phoenix to Honolulu is cheaper than Phoenix to Mexico. I could obviously be proven wrong, but I don't think it's free.
The trip to Hawaii, the flight to Hawaii was a quarter the price. For some reason, from Phoenix to Honolulu right now, it's dirt cheap. Dirt cheap. Again, universe has my address, knows where I am, knows what I need. So
she's delusional. I'm sorry. This is delusion, everybody. This is delusional. She just gave 25 reasons as to why this trip is not going to happen, shouldn't happen, the universe. And now she's like, but the flight was cheap, so like, I guess we're back on, baby. It's like, no. What?
I'm going to the passport center at 9 a.m. tomorrow there, if anyone wants to meet me. I'm kidding about that. That is not my actual appointment time.
In Honolulu.
But I am going to get my passport while I'm there, because I'm going to have to get it at some point. And I meant to spend this weekend all by my lonesome, not with anybody, in Hawaii. Who knew?
And guess what? The next slide, or in a couple slides maybe, that's not meant to be anymore. Nope. She decided, the universe actually told me a different sign now. It's like, this is how people that I know in my real life act, and it drives me insane. Like, everything is like divine intervention, everything. The grocery store didn't have almond milk, meant to be. Sometimes things aren't about you. God, just be more on top of your responsibilities. That's all. This would not be a problem. This would not be a lesson of life or of anything.
You know what? What a lesson. What a lesson.
See?
I know this. Force versus flow. I was trying to force what was not meant to be, and I quickly got redirected. So now I'm going to sink into what is and be grateful for the fact that I am getting to spend some time with the person I need to spend the most time with. Me.
So it says, me, myself, and I are really getting to know each other quite a bit these days. Cheers to another weekend full of dates for one. Cool. I'm glad. I think getting to know yourself is great. Why it has to go through these theatrics and why you're on a live stream with Dave literally the next day, proving the point to the contrary, that I don't know. Ugh.
Happy Thursday.
Give me that sunshine. Okay. And then then, literally, she's still in the car. Looks like she's got a different shirt on, maybe, from the first. Yeah, she got a different shirt. So that was, wait, let me go back. So that was 7 hours ago, and then 5 hours later it goes, may or may not have decided I don't need Hawaii sun and sand to have fun and experience peace. Neither. So I need a same-day passport at, wait, hold on. I read that like I don't know how to read. May or may not have decided I don't need Hawaii sun and sand to have fun and experience peace. Neither so, I don't know, maybe this is not written correctly. Neither so I need a same-day passport at their office anymore. So I stayed home. Okay, well, I don't know what that wording is, but basically she decides, never mind, I don't need to go to Hawaii. The universe message was wrong again for the second or third time. But that's not where this story ends. Of course not. There's a little bit more. She brings her kids into it. Not thrilled about that. Not loving that. And of course she's living, or not living, but she's putting her stories from bed. She does this quite a bit. Oh, how sultry she is to be. She loves home. She doesn't want to go to Mexico. She never liked Mexico in the first place, everybody. She loves where she lives at home. She never wants to travel again. It says, and suddenly, any sadness for not getting to go to Mexico was alleviated when these two decided to tag along for extra time after I made my visits earlier. And who she's describing is her children. It seems like, she's showing that they're sleeping privately in the bed. Privately, meaning blasted out to her entire Instagram community, as she says, for all to see. So it seems like she's taking away the children's, and they're trying to like hide, like they're sleeping, for God's sakes, let them live. But no, she will not let them live. Her children are about her, an extension of herself. I said it, okay? I said it. Okay, now that leads us back to her Instagram. She's still live? Still? No. They were wrapping up like an hour ago. Okay, should we just like jump in and like say hi? I'm on my my Finsta account too, because I can't watch the live because Dave blocked me. So, oh no, she's no longer live. Okay. So let's go through her stories now. Because there's a little bit more, and I might have to mute at certain points, so just bear with me. She's got a lot of music on these. Let's see where we're at today. Okay, necklace. Okay, this is about her child. Not important. Okay, here she's back. Oh, nope, we're not going to play that. Okay, it says, oh, hello there. Hate when I mean to start a video, but forget to turn it on hands-free. I guess maybe she's referring to how she's driving around town now with live streaming herself, or she's trying to tell us like, oh, I do it hands-free, even though she's obviously holding the phone in her hand. This is not safe. If she gets into a car accident and someone gets hurt, there's not gonna be any surprise. The evidence is all here. Okay.
I'm on hands-free. I was fully ready to start a video there.
At least she's not moving, it seems like, in the vehicle.
Today's gonna be a good day. It is a good day. It's 2:00. It's 2:00 and I just got makeup on. I get swallowed up in work, and because I love it. I love what I'm doing.
Okay, this sounds like what I used to say to myself in the mirror when I was getting ready to go to work at 3 a.m. when I used to work in news, and I was like, okay, this is not that bad. You could be working at a factory or in construction. This is not that bad. You love it. You're gonna have a good day, Kayla. You're gonna be fine. It's not a big deal. Just go to work. It's gonna be fine. You like your coworkers. Your manager might be going away soon. Just like, you can do this. That was my pep talk. This is what this reminds me of. But instead of into the mirror privately, so I can have a moment with myself, this is blasted out to 500,000 people.
Now I'm on hands-free. Makeup on. I get swallowed up in work, and because I love it. I love what I'm doing. But it is funny because I didn't go to Mexico. I got a lot of people saying have fun in Hawaii. I actually did not go.
to Hawaii. So if you're wondering, I didn't go to Hawaii because the like realistic part of my brain started kicking in. I'm like, why would I spend money on me being alone in Hawaii? Like, I just started going down the checklist. I'm like, the hotel's gonna cost this, the airlines tickets cost this, the time I'm gonna spend.
I thought it was dirt cheap. I thought the universe was know your address. How quickly things change from one slide to the next.
And in the airport, all these things, I could do all of it at home. I could take care of my passport at home. I could rest, relax. I could have fun. I could make home a vacation. I'm not going to let anyone come over. The fact that I thought that I was going to be able to force myself to relax at home is comical. I had a moment today where I was like, I don't even know how I...
Wait. That was literally one slide to the next, a complete 180. She's like, I'm going to have a vacation at home. I'm going to relax at home. Next slide. It's comical that I thought 1 second ago that I could relax at home.
The airlines tickets cost this, the time I'm going to spend in the airport, all these things. I could do all of it at home. I could take care of my passport at home. I could rest, relax. I could have fun. I could make home a vacation. I'm not going to let anyone come over.
Okay. All right. I'm on board.
The fact that I thought that I was going to be able to force myself to relax at home is comical. I had a moment today where I was like, I don't even know how I would have made it to Mexico. Like I had too much to do here. Look, I'm so busy.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So we're back now. We're back. The universe does know what's up, does know her address. She's too busy, guys. The universe forced her to forget her passport expiration date so that she could work. Girl, work it. Okay? That's what this is all about. Makes so much sense. For you at home to buy her $4,000 mastermind. God, the universe just really lights the way. It lights the way. It really does. Wow, how wonderful.
And then I caught myself in my, that's ridiculous. One thing I do want to say, I was not going to say anything until Monday, but now that I'm home, guys, our May challenge, so the May Get Fit for Summer challenge, 60-day, another 60-day challenge. I did one in January and February, which was amazing, super successful. Thousands of people in these challenges have literally had their entire lives changed. It's awesome. I mean, just go to the website. There's a ton of testimonials and things. It's officially open for registration. I know a lot of you guys were on the email list. I'm going to put a link here. It's HeidiPowell.net/get-fit. I might even do a live because I'm so excited about it, but I'll for sure go live next week to talk all about it.
Can't wait.
For those of you that don't know what it is, so it's 60 days of workouts. So the last couple challenge, we have a program called the...
And guess who's doing breath work and meditation and yoga? Oh, it's Heidi's own life coach. Wow, amazing. That makes a lot of sense. I don't know if I want to hear this part about
in gym and one for at home.
Okay, I'll listen to it.
For those of you that don't know what it is, so it's 60 days of workouts. So the last couple challenge, we have a program called the Get Fit Classic Plan. There are 3 different Get Fit Classic plans, one for men.
Okay, no men are going to be doing this. Just based on who I saw show up was all women. Okay, so we'll go back in between. This is the website which talks about all the stuff that you get. Now, if you remember correctly, this used to be called Get Fit with Heidi and Dave. Dave is no longer getting fit. He got. He's out. Now it's just Heidi's thing, which I think is probably what it should have been in the first place, because Dave is no fitness expert. He doesn't even know how to do a freaking dumbbell, curl correctly. So let's just say the truth here. Let me be honest for a second. She's got some fitness expertise. Dave ain't got none. Okay. All right. So this is the website. There's a lot of information, and this is the Mexican beach that Heidi will not be sleeping on and relaxing on in the background. I don't want to watch the video. I don't care enough. Okay. But this is the summer edition. So spring, if you miss spring, now you have summer to get your act together and get your booty built, baby. It's a $400 value, only $197. And of course it ends in a 7 because she's a self-help influencer, and all of their offerings end in a 7 because it's lucky. Lucky number 7. Okay. It begins May 9th. Woo! All new Baby Got Back glute program. What is the Get Fit Challenge? So it's 60 days. I don't know what the 197 is. I guess that's the boot glute one. I don't know. So, okay. It's the ultimate platform for overall transformation, built with the most well-rounded training programs and resources that you'll get something new out of every round you do. So you're supposed to, I guess she's trying to get people to do these continually. So you do 6 weeks, then you take a break, and then you do 6 weeks again. So it's not just a one and done. She wants you to join and stay and continually do these 60-day workouts over and over again. Provides you the tools that are proven to work, not just for 60 days, but for every single day after. You'll see incredible results in these next 8 weeks. Okay, I guess 60 days is 8 weeks. The blueprint on how to actually enjoy the journey of becoming the best version of you. Heidi is by your side every step of this journey, interacting with you inside of a private community where she and her team will be teaching you, guiding you, and celebrating your wins. We should also talk about the donut gate for a second too. So we're talking about Heidi's, mastermind thing, her different workout programs. Here's Heidi on the beach, not the Mexican beach. This is the Arizona green screen beach. I'm just kidding. This must have been recorded. I think this is recorded when her and Chris were still together. DBH. I think I've seen the video from this before. Let's see what type of advice Heidi gives for people to eat. Here's a good one. This is part of the advice you might get. She's helped thousands of women find food freedom. Okay, and this was posted 6 days ago, so less than a week ago. She's talking about how she's helped people, find food freedom, and that's what we all want, right? We want to be free from diet culture. We want to be free from forcing ourselves to feel like we're always not good enough, right? I feel that way. How do we do that? Oh, there's donut laws. Everyone knows that laws are what help us feel free, especially when it comes to food. Everyone knows that. Here's one that really, again, grinds my gears. Not only did she include her cute child in this advertisement for this disordered eating, but she used my favorite emoji, the donut emoji, to do it. Okay, let's see. What's the chewing one? Okay, there's a bunch of different things, but basically, if you want to eat a donut, make sure you hit these 5 rules first before you take that scrumptious bite. Number 1, relax. Just relax, guys. Eating a donut does not give you an instantaneous donut ring around your waist, because if it did, jump off a bridge. But because it doesn't, then don't worry about it. That's what she's saying. Nor does it make you a bad or unhealthy person. Keep in mind, the goal is to find a balanced and sustainable nutrition plan that you can do for life. It's not to constantly feel like you're crash dieting so hard that you're perpetually deprived and unhappy. Deprivation leads to binging. Binging leads to yo-yo dieting. Time to break the cycle. So take a chill pill. Get that donut ready and enjoy. Okay, so step 1, just relax. Okay, but first, then gotta go to number 2. Do not forget your protein first. Chug a protein shake before you eat reach. Okay? Chug a protein shake before you eat reach for a maple long john to ensure you don't go overboard. Okay, don't go overboard with that donut. Chug a protein shake first. Okay, not only will the water in the shake fill you up quickly, but also protein is the most immediately satiating macronutrient, which means it will make you full faster than any of the others. By filling your belly with protein and water, you're less likely to reach for more than one. Heidi also said, she gave this advice, and I did not record it, so I'm sorry. But she said at one point too on her Instagram to chug water and a bag of broccoli, because when she used to have an ED, that would help her from not binging. So that's good diet advice as well. Okay, donut 3. Do eat slowly. The faster, this is the one that caused the most shocking response from me and many others. Okay, donut law number 3. Do eat slowly. The faster we chomp that little ring of heaven, the more likely we are to want another. Whether we are really hungry or not, try to chew 20 to 30 times per bite. not per donut. Not that that's even reasonable or something that I want to start to fixate on, start chewing like, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 isn't more than enough already. I'm sick of it. Chew your bites to its complete mush and then spit it into a cup. I don't know why that's not rule number 4, because that's basically what the next step is. Like, don't actually swallow it so you can enjoy more. Like, this is not good advice. Don't make this a daily occurrence. Choose one day a week and enjoy a donut in moderation, while following the rules above over time. And after you feel comfortable that donuts and not a slippery slope, this is not even written well. I'm not a good reader, but this is not written very well. You can indulge more than once a week. Do not forget the 80-20 trick. 80% of your calories should come from clean foods each day. 20% can come from not as clean sources, like a donut. This allows you to create a balanced and healthy lifestyle that you can sustain. Okay, none of this makes sense. I mean, that's not bad advice, 80-20, yeah, but also chew it 30 times and also chug a protein shake beforehand and also only have one and don't have more than one. It's like, okay, this is like not great advice. This is the whole point of me bringing this up. And a lot of people, she kept it up. A lot of people commented and said, this is not good advice. This is unhealthy. And she doesn't think that that's the case. So that's the type of coach that Heidi is. Yeah. Back to Heidi. Okay, here's Heidi's peach squirrel booty with the Starbucks, not really branded Starbucks. You have to choose if you want to build in shape or shred and sculpt. These are really important choices that needs to be made. So it's Get Fit Classic. Just got a little extra badonk. Introducing our new 9-week, so 8-week challenge, 9 weeks. This is separate, I guess. I don't know. I'm confused. Baby Got Back summer program. Oh my gosh, Becky. We totally created an additional program only for this summer edition of the 60-day Get Fit Challenge. You can find this new program inside of Get Fit Classic, which means there are now 4 training program options. This is too many options. I just need simple rules, baby. Our Baby Got Back program can be done completely independently or implemented into any of our Get Fit programs by simply alternating the lower body days with Baby Got Back workouts. Time to celebrate that peach on the beach, squirrel squats, build in shape. Okay, so this is what my butt can look like, or this could be my butt. I don't know which one I want. Let me see. Which one do I want, everybody? Vote below. Do I want the hipster underwear or the bikini line underwear? I just can't decide. Okay. Okay, you can build and sculpt your body, work out at the gym or home, workout. So it's very workout focused, okay? Look and feel better. Now, this is where I start to go off the rails a little bit. Look and feel better? Okay. Ain't gonna be many men going there, I gotta say. Nutrition and life lesson tips. This is where I start to go, I'm good. Lesson 1, make sure that your documents are in order before going on an important long trip that you've been waiting for 6 months. Okay, sorry. In addition to your core workouts, each week Heidi will provide nutrition and life lesson tips that will help you fuel your body and train your mindset around total transformation. No, thank you. No, thank you. First of all, Heidi is not a dietitian. Her advice is to chew your donut 30 times. So I'm good. I don't want that advice. And what life lessons are you going to be giving me? And here's this add-on, which I'm 100% against. And I'm not against it because I literally got trained to be a yoga instructor. I'm not against yoga or breath work. However, breath work can be very manipulative too. And as someone who's done breath work, it's like, you need to be in the right space with people who know what the heck they're doing. And I don't know who these people are. They're not trained in anything that I can tell. Like, they've done breath work once or twice and now they're like, I can teach it to other people. You can really hurt yourself with breath work, or you could cause yourself to have an emotional breakdown and then be in the company of people who don't know how to handle that. Anyways, and why do I need this when I'm trying to get my booty to be sculpted? You know, they just try to add on this stuff so they can make it seem like, oh, this is, going to be life changing. And it's all, I don't know. That's whatever. Each week we'll feature breathwork, yoga, and meditation instruction with Danielle Gilmore, the same woman who was the purest human form of love or whatever the fuck. Anyways, excuse me. Sorry. Okay, so you get instant online access, downloadable workout plans, total body training, movement video library, daily video coaching from Heidi, success guides, new breathwork, yoga, and meditation on Zoom, I guess, with Danielle, and access to a Facebook group, okay? For that, you pay $197, and it starts in 9 days. Here's all of the characters that we've seen. This is the married couple. He's the guy who lost weight on the show. This is the nutrition coach who is not a dietitian, but he's a nutrition coach allegedly. That's another coach, Zumba. I think she's a photographer, Danielle, and mystery people. Okay. Starting May 2nd, Heidi welcomes us. Then you can learn from this dude, Chris, about simple behavior changes you can make with your nutrition now to prepare for week 1. And then dance party with Cass and Emily. Then healthy Cinco de Mayo recipes. Then Coach Val takes a walk through the portal, where to find guides, longs. Okay, so that's probably the most helpful thing, how to utilize the website and such. Then our girl Danielle, who's popping up everywhere, you prepare for the physical, mental challenge ahead, what to expect weekly, how to join the Zooms. And then my favorite one, Heidi and her mother. Mother's Day, hard as a mother workout with Heidi's mom, and explaining the weekly challenges starting tomorrow. Okay. Here, a special bonus for the 4 grand prize winners. So you win if you have the most transformative before and after photo, but also whatever they decide, whoever they want to win wins. So apparently that's a value of over $15,000. Amazing. The participants who have made the biggest total transformation, and if you go down, transformation winners will be determined by Heidi, considering both physical change, before and after photos, measurements, and non-scale victories. So basically it's up to Heidi. Whatever she feels like the winners are, the winners will be. They get to fly out to Arizona to attend Heidi's upcoming mastermind event in July, plus a makeover, because of course they're going to come looking like disheveled messes. They need to get made over. They can't be beautiful on the inside and out just the way they are. No. We're going to do makeover, babes. Makeover. If you're going to come to Arizona, you got to get the Arizona specialty makeover. Includes airfare. Wow. Food, transportation to and from the airport, accommodations, and lots of hugs from Heidi. And we all know that's priceless. All that is $1,000 and then $14,000 worth of hugs. Okay. Amazing. Love it. Okay, then they're also going to give away weekly challenges. They'll receive prizes from their favorite brands. Winners will be announced on Thursdays during their Facebook Live calls. Over $7,000 worth of prizes. Wow, they're really building this up, because we're going to talk about the prices of the challenges in just a quick second. You can also add on this Nutrition Education Plus class with, again, not a dietitian, just a nutrition coach, or he's a personal trainer of some sort that, eats. So why not call yourself a nutrition coach? You can ask why and how, behind the what, will guide you through the key foundations and methods, all backed by research, and clear all of your nutrition misconceptions. Essentially, we don't give you a fish, we teach you how to fish. Okay, cool. So that's weekly 30-minute Q&As. And a classic 30-day meal plan. Of course, Heidi, there she is cooking up a storm. She's never cooked before, I've seen. Simple guide to balance eating and macro counting. You can sign up, that's extra. So that's on top of your $197. Also, now, optional, accountability coaching. Daily text messages. So you get texted, hey, make sure you chew your donuts 30 times. Don't forget. And you can show up, which is speak your gratitude, hydrate, own your power promise, work out, unplug, and just be played it. So they're going to get text. You're going to get harassed by text. Okay, great. Okay. Is this challenge right for me? Well, we'll find out. You want options for at-home and gym programs? You are anywhere between a fitness novice and a fitness expert. So basically everyone, you need 20 to 45-minute daily workouts that will fit into your schedule. You want to lose weight, feel great, and have more energy, and actually leave a challenge with tools to sustain, but then also come back and do it over and over again. You want to sculpt your muscles, improve your strength, and enjoy burpees. Just kidding about the last part. We haven't figured out the secret to enjoying burpees yet, but we may be onto something. You want to be part of a community, blah, 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 and helpful human beings and squirrels. Oh yeah, she calls herself a squirrel because she's chaotic and forgets things. So, that's why she calls herself the Squirrel Squad, because apparently her and everyone else that's in these challenges struggle to stay on task. Cool. Okay, wonderful. These people had great experiences. I don't want to show their names because their full names are on there. Let's talk about the expense. Okay, so if you just want the basic, you just want the workouts, the 60 days of workouts, you want the access to the community, that's $197. What a steal. $200, 6 weeks. I think you can find way better, not way better, but you could find cheaper options for sure. $197. If you add on the educational nutrition, it jumps up by another $200. So it's now $400. So that's a lot. Accountability. So if you want the extra text messages, that's now going to be $600. And then if you go to the VIP mastermind, that's apparently $4,000. quite a jump. And that's a 1-day event, allegedly. But let me just double check that. Here's all the stuff. You get the breath work with all of them. You get all the stuff with all of them. And until here, you don't get access to the nutrition education with the basic. You don't get weekly 30-minute Q&A Zoom calls with Heidi and or coaches about nutrition unless you buy the upgraded one. You don't get the meal plan. You don't get the check-in. You don't get the daily text. You don't get the reminder texts, which I guess is different. You don't get you only get the weekly 1-hour masterclass Zoom call with Heidi if you pay $4,000. You don't get a lineup of special guest speakers and experts every other week unless you pay $4,000. You don't get the Baby Got backpack and fanny pack unless you pay $4,000. And you don't get an invitation to our live in-person 1-day mastermind gathering to get group coaching from Heidi and her team for the cheap price of $4,000. Okay. So that sounds like a bunch of crap. $4,000. It's either $200 or $4,000. Like, that's a pretty big range just to meet Heidi one time in person. Okay, so let's go back to Heidi's Instagram, and I think we can watch this live. Someone said that it was there, right? No? Did they delete it? Let's see. Let's see if the live for her and Dave is still available.
In addition to this, anyone that joins us next time, we have the most incredible booty program, 6-day-a-week booty program for people who want to either build their buns or tone and tighten. There's 2 different tracks for what you want. I'm actually going to be following the booty program this time. Really, really scientifically sound. I'm super proud of it.
It's scientifically sound. I highly doubt that. And also, hold on.
But also,
her booty has deflated with her busy schedule. I wish my booty would deflate because I'm so busy. My booty seems to inflate when I get busy and don't work out as much. So her booty deflates. Yeah. Okay.
We're excited about it. We also have Danielle is going to be in there doing breathwork, meditation, yoga. We have Coach Doxy, who is going to be in there doing nutritional guidance. We have nutrition education available as well this time with a little bit of a...
It's not coming in, Amy, but I see it. It came in on my end. Thank you very much for the super chat, the super sticker. I appreciate that. That's what I'm envisioning it looks like. I think because I added this new setup that it's I didn't cross it over, but I will add that. So the next time it'll come up and show up and your name pops up a little bit prettier than this. But thank you very much, Amy. And for that, I will
slowly buy you a boat.
And also,
it's giving me life.
And one more.
I love you.
So creepy. Okay.
Of an extra bump. It's amazing because we're doing added stuff in there. We have really, really great meal plans. We have all sorts of guides to make sure you have this. The most important thing that we have is community. I'm telling, this is the greatest community, and inside of the community, we do the weekly giveaways. We're doing weekly challenges this time. One mental challenge and one physical challenge every single week. I'm telling you, it is a thing you do not want to miss. There is a mastermind component in there. So if you are in there, you can be a part of the mastermind where everyone in that is going to be coming to Arizona with me and my team to actually mastermind. It's going to be so much fun. I
don't think she knows what she's actually doing, like what a mastermind is. It doesn't mean you go to like Starbucks and chill together for $4,000. I don't think masterminds are a good use of anyone's time personally and money. They're usually super expensive. I don't know. I don't really like having such a high barrier of entry. I think that's kind of mean. To say like if you pay, $4,000, then you can come meet me in person. It just seems odd to me, but that's a side thing. But she's not really giving any details. Like what types of things are you going to learn that you're not already learning with the program? I think it's just like worship me in person. That's how it comes across to me. Like come meet me. That's a $4,000 value to meet me in person. I'm not going to tell you anything. I'm going to give you a hug and then you can go and sit down and listen to me talk about my life. That's how it seems to me. That she finds value in that and people will. I'm not saying people don't find value, that they think like, oh, meeting Heidi is worth $4,000, but I think it's the upside down world that we're living in right now. That's true.
We added a whole new thing. We have a whole new accountability coaching program. I don't know how I forgot that, because it is a thing that you guys were wanting. A lot of people were wanting inside of the group. We made it happen. I'm super proud of my team. I'm really excited about this, you guys. I'm super proud of the community for what they've accomplished. I'm going to be posting some of the befores and afters, the testimonials, over the next couple weeks. It's really, really cool to see what happens in this community. People have workouts, and they're really, really great workouts. We have fun. It does not matter your ability level, whether you're a beginner or you're advanced. And we have nutritional guidance. We have options for nutrition education and coaching and all of the things. And we have special guests in there. But what people get out of it the most is freedom. They're free from the things that held them back before. I
don't find freedom in getting lists of rules and diet plans and things to follow and workouts to do and people telling me what to do. That's literally the opposite of freedom to me, personally.
Experiencing food freedom. They're experiencing self-love. They're experiencing confidence and connection in a way that they never have before. I'm telling you, you're going to want to be a part. Come.
What? I don't know what's happening in my life right now. I don't know. Open it up.
Okay. I haven't seen this stuff. I don't know what this is. Uh-oh. Okay. Can I click on this? Oh, yes. Okay, everybody. This is the moment we've all really, truly been waiting for. Dave Hollis is back. Is back again.
Get a life.
Okay. To celebrate Dave coming back, let's play his theme song.
Why do you follow me if you don't already own my book?
Thank you, Samantha. Okay. You made a live stream. Welcome. You're welcome here. Thank you so much for that super chat. You came just in time. We're about to talk to Dave, who, he's been losing his peace a little bit.
Dave, you're talking about peace, aren't you? No, I'm talking about buying my book.
That's Dave for you. Thank you for being here on this Friday night. TGIF. TGIMD. Thank God I'm not Dave. And for everyone out there, before we do this, before we settle in here, I just want to tell you that.
I love you.
Okay? Dave sent that to me personal.
I love you.
I said, Dave, you're really bothering me sometimes. I miss you. I miss you, bro. Come back to me on Instagram. Unblock me and come back. We all miss you. And he said,
I love you.
And then I said, okay. But, I need to get in the water. I need to find my harbor. And he said,
I will slowly buy you a boat.
I was like, oh, yeah, really? Like, I have my map from your book, but I still need, hi. Oh, look who's here, just in time. Say hi, hold on. I promise, I'll be 1 second. I just want everyone to see. Come here. Come here. She's on the chair. She doesn't want to come up to the table. Okay, she'll come up later. All right. I didn't abuse her, I promise. I'm just trying to get her to come up so she's not stuck underneath the desk, right? Yeah. Okay. If you can hear her purr, you get bonus points. Okay, last thing, tarot is
giving me life.
Okay. All right, Heidi, I'm ready.
Am I live? You guys.
Yeah. You are.
It has been a while since I've done a live. Oh, here we go. People are on here. What's up, guys? I figured I would just hop on and say hi. I know it's a Friday, and a Friday night means most people are probably going out. What time is it? 4:51 p.m. Pacific. How's Dave? Cindy in Tennessee, you're here. Whoa, my son's here. Maddox, what's going on?
Oh boy, Maddox, her son. Thank you very much. Dave would drop my cat. I don't trust Dave with any cats. Thank you very much. Shun Universe. I like your name a lot. Okay, back to Dave.
I will slowly buy you a boat.
For that super chat, thank you.
Buddy, Motivator's here. Guys, this is like my crew. This is my whole crew. My kid's on here, so be careful what you say. I'm talking to you, Maddox. Be careful what you say. Motivator. She said I should be resting. There are so many things to talk about right now. I decided a live was in order for whoever's here. Again, it's Friday. It's almost 5 o'clock Pacific. This is like date night time for most people. East Coast, this is like you're done with.
But not for me, because the universe only blesses me with non-date nights for myself. Thank you, Luis V. It's like noon here where I'm at in Australia. I have no idea how long you've been going. Thank you so much for the entertainment. I've only been going for an hour and a half. That's pretty low. It's pretty good for us here. Usually it's like 4 hours. So for that,
I will actually do something obscene for you.
And go until this is over, because I think this is going to be good. But make sure
unfollow me
to unfollow me if you don't want to stay the full 4 hours. but just thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you very much, Luis V.
Date night if you're old like me and you're gonna come home and go to sleep. But I had to go live to talk about the craziness of the last couple of days. Actually, it's only been 24 hours and it has felt like, hold on, do you remember that? I did a story and said, how is this flipped over? There's no wind. There's full on wind out here. Yeah, just in case you're wondering how you're seeing, it looks like I'm inside. I'm not. I'm outside with the door open for a prettier background.
Oh my God, you guys. The craziest thing happened to me today. I was holding a piece of paper and then it fell on the ground. Like, what is even happening? Like, I was like holding it in my hand and it fell. Like, so weird. Anyways, my life's crazy. Like, what are we talking about? The umbrella fell over? My God, pick it up and put it back and like, let's move on with our lives.
Let's talk. How's Dave? I got questions saying, how's Dave? And is he still in Mexico? Katie says, you're not in Mexico or Hawaii. Okay. All right, I'm going to tell the story. If you already watched through my stories, you'll have to forgive me.
This is painful already.
There was a big debacle. Let me just start by saying my heart was crushed yesterday. I was actually going back through my stories and I'm like, I can't believe I cried over spilled milk on Instagram. That's kind of how it felt. Like I actually cried over not getting to go on vacation. And I felt like ridiculous for doing that. Did he crash another wedding? Funny thing is, there are weddings happening. And before I was to fly out to Mexico, he sent me a picture and said, here's the wedding we're going to crash. He did. All right. So long story short, you guys, I'm not in Mexico. I'm not in Hawaii. My heart was crushed. We went to Mexico back in October, right? Back in October, it was supposed to be a vacation. And in short, it ended up being a work trip because Dave's book was coming out. And it was a thing where Dave was like, listen, like, let's go on an actual trip. Let's go on a vacation for your birthday. It's your birthday present. Like, let me buy ahead. So we booked tickets so far in advance. We booked them for a really, really great price because I am all about budget consciousness. And in October,
Not for other people. That trip better be $4,000 because if you're asking other people to give you that, I'm really budget conscious. But when you spend money, but invest in yourself, babes. Invest in yourself. If your self-worth is tied to your income, for sure. Invest $4,000 into my program. But for me, I'm going Carnival Cruise all day. Ain't no Royal Caribbean gonna get on my bank account. I'm gonna be in that bottom floor, no window. That's me, Heidi Powell. It's my impression. Okay, sorry.
October, we booked a vacation for March because my birthday was March 28th. And Dave had, but we booked it so far in advance for such a great rate that it was, no, it was movable once, so we could move it once. We ended up having to push it to April because the event, we had a challenge January and February. Obviously, I don't need to go into detail, but the challenge was a little bit crazy. I ended up bearing a little bit more of the load than I planned on for very great reason.
The very great reason was that Dave went to rehab.
Very great reason. Dave obviously took time off of social media because he needed to take care of himself. But it was great. But also, I was working really hard. And I had a lot of days in January and February where I cried. I wanted to cry. I did cry. I let myself cry. I was bearing a load that I didn't know I felt was too heavy for me. But in my mind, I kept going, there's always Mexico. I'm going to get a break when I go to Mexico. And then the event was coming and we're like, crap, we can't do Mexico for my birthday. Like March 28th is going to have to come and go and we're going to have to push it. So we pushed our vacation to this week. Wednesday through Sunday we had booked in Mexico. As I was prepping for the event, for the summit, which was freaking beautiful. I haven't even been on here to tell you guys really about it. I posted a little bit, but it was a thing unlike anything I ever expected. I did not feel deserving of it. The people there were great. The team that I had there was amazing.
I'm so confused.
And it was the hardest work I've ever done in my life. I mean, night after night.
I don't think she's ever had to work like a real job before because she literally has a team of people who did everything for her. All she had to do is go on her stories and say like, guys, look, this is so fun. This is so fun. Hugs, hugs, hugs. She really complains a lot about how hard she works. I don't see the hard work. Maybe it's being done behind, like offline in the 10 minutes she's not live streaming something or on her stories. But I think she just doesn't understand that 99% of people work 8-hour days plus at jobs that are menial and suck. And the fact that she complains at all about, oh my God, it was the hardest work I've ever had. Meanwhile, knowing she just went to Mexico not that long ago and she has another trip planned. And she went to California at some point to relax and hang out with her family and all that. It's like she doesn't live on planet Earth like most people do, in my opinion. I think she's very sheltered in her beliefs about how hard she works compared to others.
After night after night, day, I mean, everything. I put every single thing into it, including a lot of my own money because I wanted to make sure it was enough for everybody. So I didn't make a dime. In fact, the opposite. I refuse to say I lost money because I didn't. I poured money into my people because you guys, you're on here, you freaking deserve it.
So she's saying again, very Rachel Hollis brand. Rachel also said that at the last Rise conference. She's like, I didn't make a dime from this event. I did it for you because I believe in the work. So Rachel or Heidi's doing the same thing now, where she's like, I didn't make any money. How could you not make money? That's just bad business. The event space was small. She had all her friends there, so I'm assuming they were doing it for on the cheap. And then she had people like that paid $3,000, thousands of dollars to be there. How did you not make money? I don't understand. You had butterflies and you had a DJ. Like, you didn't have, you know, a Versace VIP clothes for everybody. That's shocking. I don't know if I believe it. I think she's just saying that to make people feel sorry for her, because otherwise, and she's paying off debts or something. Like, what did you spend the money on?
And this qualifies you to give out advice and tell people how to live their lives. Not at all. Not at all. Not listen to anything I say. That's the best part.
Ooh, that's weird. That was a weird, like, response. She read that one by mistake. Cringe.
So, if you don't want to listen to me, no one's got to listen to me. That's the best part, guys. Anyway, so I ended up pushing it to April. Looking forward to it every single day. Literally this entire week before I went every day, I was like, oh my gosh, it's almost here. I'm going to get a break. Worked my butt off the entire week. My team knew we were all prepping for it. And Wednesday, Dave was supposed to fly in town on Wednesday because I had a shoot pop up. I could not push it. Or I couldn't push the shoe, and we couldn't push the reservation. So we're like, dang it, we're gonna have to go Thursday. Dave was gonna fly in here Wednesday. We were gonna take a flight together Thursday, miss an entire day in Mexico, but that's okay because we're working or whatever, work hard.
Also, this is another thing. Like, why is she telling this to people? Why do we need to know? I'm all for it. I'm here for the lore of Hollis Powell universe, but I'm a rare. I think the however many people are in here, 300 people here, are like the rare breeds where, you know, we're interested in this. But why do we need to know Wednesday versus Thursday? Who is coming where? Like, she doesn't even talk about Dave as if they're dating. She's like, oh, this is my buddy. So it's like a secret that they're even dating. But now we're going through dates and like the date of the package that they bought at the hotel. Like, what is this relevance? It makes me feel bad. Like, she doesn't have anyone to talk to about this stuff. Like, no one cares anymore, I guess, in her life or something. Because she's talking to strangers about these very specific details about her life. Very weird.
Play hard. We were going to go Thursday to Sunday. And on Tuesday night, I had said, that's ridiculous. You shouldn't come here Wednesday. You're going to fly from, hold on, we're looking at a map. You're going to fly, if you're from Texas to Arizona to get me back to Cancun? That does not make sense at all. I'm like, Dave, why don't you on Wednesday just fly straight from Texas to Cancun, check in, get some R&R by yourself, go be with your
girl. You were about to go to Honolulu to go to Cancun. Okay, don't talk about geographical missteps.
Thoughts, go be with all of, you know, whatever, have fun, and I'll meet you there Thursday. I'll work hard, I'll feel good, I'll meet you there. And so Dave does. On Wednesday, he flies to Mexico, gets there, he's taking pictures all day Wednesday, and I'm working, and I see his pictures and videos coming through. He's like, check this out, here's this place, remember this? Oh my gosh, when you come, we're gonna do this. Here's the wedding, we're gonna crash. I wish I had two phones so I could show you. So he was showing me the wedding, we're gonna crash and everything. He's on the beach, all of these things. And I'm literally like,
thank you,
giddy excited to go on a vacation for my birthday, late, like, I'm really excited about it. Anyway,
this is so
get to the end of the night. I work until like 7. I go to Marley's recital. She has a dance recital. After the recital, I go ahead and, you know, go home. I call Dave. I'm packing. We're talking. He was telling me about everything from the day. And I'm on the phone with him. I'm like, hey, this is like 11:30 my time, 1:30 his time. And I had said, hey, let me check in real fast. I never, you need to know, I never, ever check in for flights ahead of time. I just don't. I like get there because I'm TSA and I am also Clear. I love TSA pre-check. I love Clear. And that gets me through really fast. So I never bother doing it until I get to the airport. But for some reason, at 11:30 my time, 1:30 his time.
That's stupid. That doesn't make any sense. It gets you through the airport faster, but it doesn't make you get a better seat. You should still check in earlier. Annoying.
I'm like, I'm going to go ahead and check in. Hold on. He's on the phone with me and he's doing his thing. And I'm like, oh, shoot, I got to enter my passport info. So I like pull up a picture of my passport and it says passport number. I go enter the passport number. And then it's like passport issue date. I enter the passport issue date. And then it says passport expiration date. I'm like, hold on. No. The freaking passport expired 4 weeks ago. 4 weeks ago on like March 18th. And my heart, and I was actually verbally telling Dave, I'm like, passport issue date, March 19th, 2012. Passport expiration date, oh my gosh. And Dave's like, no, no. And we both like got super sad.
Oh, I think Dave made a fake passport, put the date on it. This is all, he's concocted this whole thing. He's made a fake passport so this could happen because he just wanted to be by himself on this vacation and not have to have the guilt of wanting to go alone. That's my new theory. Because it's too perfect that he wouldn't have known. Like, and didn't they went in October? Wouldn't she have seen like, oh yeah, I gotta like do this pretty soon? It expires in March. Didn't you have to do this already before? No? Just me? Okay.
And super quiet because we don't get to see each other that much these days. And we were both really looking forward to it. It was like in my mind,
sad.
I had an idea of what it was going to be and it wasn't that. But I quickly was like, all right, there's a solution because I am a person. There is a solution for everything. Literally, I can figure anything out. I'm like, I know in Tucson, there's a same day passport center. All right, Dave, they open at night. I mean, we were looking it up. I printed out all the forms. I got all the renewals filled out. I went at 1:30 a.m. to go get passport photos taken in Chandler, 20 miles down the road, because 20 minutes down the road, because we could not find one passport or one Walgreens or CVS in Tucson where I was going that was going to be open. Every CVS and every Walgreens we called, their photo booth was either broken or their photo person was not coming in until too late. I'm not kidding.
Oh my God, you guys.
Roadblocks.
It's like a sign or something. Oh my God. It's like, it's almost as if like the universe doesn't want her to get this passport. Nah, no. This is just Dave wanting to, this is just the universe saying to Heidi,
I love you.
just try hard. Keep trying, girl. Just keep driving around frantically. That's what the universe wants you to do. And recording yourself while you drive.
Trying to get to Mexico was insane. I ended up finding a place, got the pictures taken, went home, slept for 3 hours, actually like 2.5 hours, woke up early. I knew I had to leave at 5:50
2.5 hours
to make it to freaking Tucson. On the way there, I was gonna call as soon as the office opened for reservations. I called the guy and I'm like, hey, I drove from Gilbert to Tucson. I'm almost there. I need a same day passport. Is there any way you can get me in? And he's like, oh, when's your flight? I didn't realize I wasn't calling the office. You call like a call center or like, you know, it's basically, they're all passport offices are connected to this. And I'm like, oh, my flight's in a couple days or in a handful of hours. We rebooked flights and everything, you guys. And the guy, he heard how excited I was. I told him it was for a birthday trip. And he's like, you're going to be so sad.
Like, he cares. People don't care. Oh, it's my birthday. You know, every other human being on the planet has a birthday. Oh, it's a birthday trip? Oh, okay, let's just, we'll put you right to the top of the list. We didn't know that you had a birthday. Well, you didn't say that. We should have said that at the beginning, that you had a birthday? Oh, my God. What a rare occurrence as a human being to have a birthday. Okay, well, like, forget it. Like, borders? No borders. Open borders for everyone that has birthdays. That's my motto.
Tell you, there's nothing. And I was like, there's nothing. He's like, actually, hold on. There's one in New Orleans. And I'm like, I can do it. I can fly to New Orleans. I was actually going to fly to New Orleans. I didn't say that in my story. I was going to fly to New Orleans.
That would have been close, much closer and more convenient than Honolulu, for God's sakes.
Get my passport, fly to meet Dave in Texas, or not Texas, in Mexico. And he's like, okay, cool. He clicked the New Orleans button. And he's like, someone just took it. And I'm like, wait, I was like trying not to cry.
I'm telling you, Dave does not want Heidi in Mexico. For some reason that I don't know, there's no way that there's no flights to New Orleans. There's no way. Absolutely no way. And there's no way that, why was she telling him? And this is like, conspiracy theory. Conspiracy theory. Dave's trying to get back with Rachel. He commented on her Instagram, right? Saying like, love you. No, he didn't say that, but he said something like, oh, this is amazing. Can't wait to hear more about it. He's trying to get back with Rachel. And he's trying to prove to Rachel like, oh, I'm going to dump Heidi. That's my new theory. Does that mean? Yeah, but it's not real, but it's my theory.
Like a bubble in my throat. And he said, the only other place is Honolulu. And I like had him check over and over and refresh his screen. And I finally was like, I had pulled over and I text Dave and I'm like, you're not going to like this. And we both were like super sad and I cried. I'm not going to comment whether or not he cried. I'll let him comment on that. But it was a moment. I saw someone just say,
can you imagine two people crying? Dave crying at a Mexican resort, just crying that his girlfriend of 1 year can't come because she forgot to do her passport. There's so many better things to cry about in the world right now. And always.
God's in control. It was a moment where I was like, you know what? I have tried every single which way to get this trip, this vacation, to get relaxation in whatever way. And for some reason, it's not meant to be. I had even sat there and I'm like, what if I go to Hawaii? I bought a ticket to Hawaii. I actually called the office back and I'm like, all right, I'll take the Hawaii one. Because in my mind, I'm like, what if I can get to Hawaii today? Because there was a ticket in 3 hours from that time. What if I can get to Hawaii today? I can get the passport in the morning and I can fly to him, which is crazy. Because when you look at a map, flying from Hawaii to Mexico on the other side is insane. And I finally was like, you know what, Dave? He and I got on the phone. We were both emotional. And we're like, I think I'm meant to spend the weekend in Hawaii and you're meant to spend the weekend in Mexico. My bags are already packed.
Oh, I wish I had that soundbite. I don't. Or the one where Dave's like, I bled into this. That's probably what he's saying. I booked this on Expedia.com. It took me 14 freaking stinking minutes to put this trip together.
It is 18 American dollars.
He's having a breakdown over the phone because he booked the trip and now she's ruined it for everyone. Ugh.
Driving back home, was gonna make a pit stop home before I headed to the airport. I actually started looking.
Also, the story just never ends. I don't care. I'm over it. Where is Dave? Come on. Dave is on this stream at some point. He's just waiting in the wings to join her, hearing this whole story again.
Hotels, and I'm like, I gotta buy a hotel. Do I really want to spend money on a hotel for myself in Hawaii? No.
Why not?
I don't.
Why?
And then I thought, especially with the travel time, it was 19 hours of travel time did not sound like a thing I wanted to do.
Well, yeah, that makes sense.
So I ended up thinking, okay, what if I get a hotel here in Arizona? What if I save the 19 hours of travel time there and back? Passport, I can deal with that anytime. I'm not going out of the country anytime soon. And what if I go stay at a hotel in Scottsdale all by myself to chill and relax? And I was looking at prices and I'm like, why would I spend money to go to a hotel in Arizona when the only room and the only bed I really care to stay in is my own? I love my house. I love my people. I love my space. And what is it it was a sad, hard moment.
That sounds like she's really trying to convince herself there. She was about to fly 19 hours to get out of her house. Desperation was very high to leave her home to go on this trip. I am not buying that all of a sudden now. Oh no, I like my house actually. You were about to go to Hawaii so you could avoid staying there for 2 days.
I had to cry a little. I let myself cry. Because I said it. I had a post I've done a couple different times. And it's an amazing post. The quote on it is, what mess...
She could have had her passport renewed 10 times by now, by the end of the story. I like that comment. Oh my God, by the time we finish this story, the passport could be renewed again.
Messes us up most in life is the picture in our heads of how it's supposed to be, right? What messes us up most is the picture in our heads of how something's supposed to be. And
It sounds like she's trying to coordinate an organ transplant. It's so funny. Oh my God. You guys kill me.
Essentially had unmet expectations.
and I've said this before, I'm going to say it again. Disappointment, and anyone here, disappointment is always the result of an expectation that's not met. Anything. Like, think about, I was saying yesterday in the group, like, if your husband doesn't take out the trash and you're mad at him, right? You're disappointed. It's because you had the expectation that he was going to do something and he didn't do it. Like, same goes with me. Like, anytime I've been upset, whether it's in business, if something didn't turn out the way I wanted, I had an expectation and it didn't turn out for this.
So just lower your standards? Is that what the advice is? I'm upset because my husband didn't take out the trash. Well, just don't expect anything from him. That's the best way to do it. The best way to be. Okay, also, just take out the trash though, please.
I had such high hopes and an expectation for so long that my vacation time was going to come, and all of that hard work was going to be balanced with hard play. You know, a lot of intent, like good play time, and it didn't work out. And it's
Stop. Hard play.
I love you.
I will actually do something obscene for you.
That hard play time, baby. Woo!
like I sat there and thought, okay, what was it? Like, what was the feeling I was trying to get out of a vacation? I wanted relaxation and peace. I wanted fun, and I wanted experience, right? With Dave. And I mean, I don't even need to say with Dave, with me. I wanted fun, I wanted experience, I wanted peace and relaxation. And I'm like, those are all things I can recreate at home. And also, I can eliminate the idea that I need to be somewhere to actually feel those things. And so I, in that moment, after I cried a lot, I decided to accept that, like, I meant to have a weekend in Arizona, and I meant to have time to catch up on life. I meant to have time to catch up with my kids, right? Because they're at their dad's house. So I did. I made trips to go see all my kids. I brought my little ones back, which was awesome. And I, you know what, things happen for a reason. And I honestly laid there in bed last night with Cash and Ruby next to me because I didn't even ask if they wanted to come with me. I went.
Okay. Yeah, we saw it on your Instagram. We had to witness them laying in your bed, which is very weird.
Went over to Chris's to go hang out. Actually, I went to help Cash with homework because he was sad and having a hard time. And when I was there...
Can you stop outing your kids? Okay, so she's saying she went to Chris's house because she's going to spend it. She just told us for 25 minutes how much she needed this time alone for herself. Now she's going to her ex-husband's house. Cool.
At the end...
I'm sure Dave loved that. I'm sure that's all part of this. Like, they're fighting with each other, honestly, probably.
They ended up last minute asking if they could come spend the night. And of course they said yes. And even though I didn't get much time because I got to bring them home, we went to bed and I brought them to school this morning, it was worth it just to have that connection with them. And really, to have the connection with myself, you know?
Huh?
I
don't get it.
So much of my life with people, whether it's in marriages or relationships or a work environment or a family that has a lot of people. And honest to goodness, this 2022 for me has been the most beautiful year of, you know, it's funny, I don't even see the weird comments. I don't know if they're like filtering it for me, which is great. I'm happy. Thank you, Instagram. But 2022 has been the year of me time, like me being okay, being with me, and me actually learning for the first time to love myself in a way that loves me, being like with my thoughts.
What?
And accepting my truth and trusting my intuition and all of the things and doing things.
Once again, you're selling booty workouts. It isn't that serious. You don't have to learn life lessons and change everyone's life. You can just do that, make a career, and have a private life. Can we just please get back to that? Before Instagram was a thing, before I had to see your children in the bed that you stay in. Like, I don't need to know all of this. I don't need to know any of this detail. I don't need to know about you and Dave's relationship, your playtime, your hard work time. We don't need any of it. It's not helping anybody, at least in my eyes. It's, you know, it's just enough. This is not healthy for her or us to hear this much information about anything. And it's all contradictory too. She's like, I need to be alone. I need to live alone. I need to do this. I picked up my kids. I went to my ex-husband's house. That's not alone.
That I want to do, regardless of what I think other people want me to do. which has been a very hard thing. It's so crazy. You guys are saying people are being mean. I can't see. I think Instagram knows I don't give a shit about what the mean people say. And so it's not showing me any of the weird, mean comments. I'm not kidding you. This is really
It looks like she does care.
I think it's heard me talk about it enough that I don't give a shit. Sorry for saying shit. You guys are cute. I'm not kidding. All I see are happy comments. This is reflective of my glasses that I wear in life. All I wear are rose-colored glasses.
We know.
It's a blessing and a curse. I don't know how it's a curse, but it's everything is equally, right? But it is such a blessing that I do not give a shit about what people say.
So why are you doing a live stream explaining yourself and graphic, horrible, boring details? I do feel bad for her too. Like, she needs help beyond Danielle, the yoga instructor, in my opinion.
I would say, like, there's the haters in this world, right? I actually feel like it's a wonderful thing that they're hating me. You want to know why?
Why?
Because I'm somebody who can handle it. I actually grew up with 3 brothers and a really intense dad. And to me, when people make fun of me, it is a sign that they love me. It really is. And some good things have come out of it. I'm not going to lie. I can find something good in...
That is, that is unhealthy. I'm saying, as a non-life coach, that is an unhealthy belief that if people make fun of you, they love you. Nope. If they're hard on you, if they're treating you badly, they love you. That's abusive relationships. Not good. Don't share that message, please, Heidi. Thank you. I feel bad for her. She needs. I was in her position. Not that I ever had the success that she had, but I was so blinded at one point in my life when I had a life coach myself, and I was like telling myself, like, I'm better than everyone else. I'm a harder work than everyone else. I'm going to make it. Like, I have the grit and the gall and da-da-da. And it turned out I was just traumatized from my childhood, and I wasn't ready to deal with it yet. So, girl, Heidi, this is not a rare experience. Everyone has a birthday. A lot of people have trauma. It's okay. Deal with it. This is not the way to do it.
Anything. Okay, so the question, what is Dave doing? Yeah, it's so weird. Here's the thing. The only thing that can push the darkness out is light. So let's remember that. What is Dave doing? Dave is still in Mexico. And let me just tell you, that was the thing that was the hardest, was knowing that Dave had spent all of this money and time, and he was equally as excited. He claims he was more excited. I think it was equal. And he was in Mexico, and I could not make my way to him. So Dave's still in Mexico, and the story does not end there because you guys, he was actually trying to get to Arizona today, and I feel like I saw he was requesting. Dave's requesting to be on my. Oh my gosh! Hold on, Dave. Let me see.
Dave.
Tell the rest of the story.
I love you.
He's tanning the butt. Maybe, Shannon. Maybe he is. Oh my gosh! I love when people are saying to break up with him. Listen, let me tell you this. I don't think I need a label for anything. I think he's my best friend, to be honest. And I don't think anything else needs to be labeled.
They need to go on The Ultimatum, that stupid show on Netflix, because this is what that sounds like. Okay, this is sad. I feel bad. Like, I am a hater on her right now, and I'm accepting that. But I do see somebody who's got a lot to work on and work through, and it sucks that these people are being gassed up by viewers and followers and people who like worship them, because it's confusing to them. It's like, well, how can I so successful but then feel like this? It's like, because two things can be true at once. But just hearing her talk does not sound like the musings of someone who's got their life in order whatsoever. And no label Dave. Okay, so that's kind of confusing too, and I don't think it's her own choice because she's someone who obviously likes to be married or has been married twice before, got into a relationship very quickly with Dave, was calling him my boyfriend, got into a business partnership with him. So it's not like she's somebody that doesn't like to enmesh themselves with someone else romantically. So this, I think, may be from Dave's side, and she's just, as her eyes show here, agreeing with it, going along with it.
That's me. I got a lot of thoughts. Sometimes I'm like, I need a podcast because there are so many thoughts that I never share anywhere.
No.
Hold on. Let me.
They're saying yes, Dave. They're saying to add you. Where are you? David.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, Lord. What does that hat say? RURLE.
It's like your grand entrance back into
Burlo? I don't know.
your
I
world.
thought it was a Trump hat at first. I was concerned.
Well, thanks for having me. Appreciate
You're-
that.
You're quiet-ish. Is he quiet-ish, or am I just hard of hearing?
Dang it.
He's
Can you
quietish.
hear me now?
Good.
Barely.
Okay.
No, I was doing that commercial. Can you hear me
Oh.
now? Good.
Heidi, I'm still in Mexico.
How is it? Hold on.
You
Hold
know
on.
it's beautiful.
Can we tell the story, Dave?
Wait, hold on. It looks like it's getting cut off a little bit on my page.
About
Yes.
how you listen today. Dave, well, he was going to come back tomorrow. He was going to come see me tomorrow because
Look at those bracelets. He's got a bunch of bracelets. He's trying to be Says Dark or something. Well, aren't they in Mexico? Aren't they in Cancun right now? Wait. I don't know when Rach Talk gets filmed, so maybe they're not. But Says and Rachel and his family went to Mexico, Cancun, I think, or maybe Cabo. So maybe this is all a conspiracy. And then he wrote on Rachel's wall or Rachel's Instagram. Dang. I think there's something going on deeper below the surface, below the Baja, below the Sea of Cortez. Something's going on here. And he looks like he's a convict, like he's a fugitive in Mexico right now, just based on this look.
this is supposed to be my birthday present, right?
Someone do the timeline of Says Dark's trip, Rachel's trip, this trip. Something's going on.
Dave, you ended up changing your flight to today. You
Yes.
used to surprise me. You were going to be here at 7 p.m.
Yep.
Well, hold on. Welcome to the Gram, first of all. Look at all the
Thank you. Thank you for having me. It's nice to be here. It's like it's a little guest appearance on the old Gram.
How does it feel?
I mean, here's the thing. I love social media when it's the good kind of social media, and so like connecting with the community or even like being in DMs, it's just not a thing that I've been I mean, I haven't done it at all. I've barely ever even opened the app, and so when we were at the event or when we're inside the fitness community, there is something that I get to still experience, but it reminds me also of, oh man, you love these people. You love the connection and the consistency and all that stuff. So it's nice to be here. Thank you. I'm not going to be gone forever. I mean, unless I can't get out of Mexico.
I don't know.
He literally said he was going to be gone.
That we're at right now. So Dave.
Yes.
Dave.
So, okay, I guess she's going to tell the story, but how can he not get back now? He doesn't have his passport either? Like, what? It doesn't make sense. I feel like literally Dave is going to try to, like, win Rachel back this weekend. Maybe I'm going a little far, but yeah, it's good to... What do they call it in the Reddit when you write a story, like fan fiction? This is my Rachel Hollis fan fiction story time.
He was leaving today, okay? He was
Yes.
you're supposed to be on a flight right now. I'm not going to say what your text said, but I was, again, working hard all day because I'm like, Dave's going to be here, and then I am checking.
He really wants to show off that he's got a bracelet. He's like purposely going like this, only with that hand with the bracelet, and like this, like that's so like unnatural. Like he's like, I've been watching the Johnny Depp court case, and I've taken on his style.
Out for the weekend. I'm not looking at my phone.
Yep.
And I saw you call through, but I was on a phone call. And I checked my text after I start listening to the voice memo, and I'm like, Tell them what.
I'm going to tell you, but I'm going to say, I have cried within the last 90 minutes. It's just like, not just crying at the beginning of Disruption. I am super grateful and blessed and privileged to be in Mexico on a nice little solo vacation now. But also, man, I know we were both so excited to see each other. And so the chance to roll back to Arizona on the time frame that we talked about, I was here for it. And I left the hotel thinking very much that was going to be the thing that was going to happen. And about 65 minutes into an hour and a half drive to the airport, I got a call from the fine people downstairs in the hotel letting me know, and you can't make this up, that I left my passport at the front desk when I checked out. Like, of all the things that you could leave, honestly, I was like, how do I even say this to her and have her not think that I rigged the whole thing so I could just have more of a solo-cation?
Yeah, that's exactly what it sounds like. I don't believe this at all. I don't believe it. I don't believe this at all. As much as I think Dave is a doofball, I think he would have seen or known that the passport was going to expire, and he wants to look like the knight in shining armor, the good guy that buys the trip for the girlfriend because she's stressed out because she had to work for 5 seconds, but doesn't actually want to travel with her. That's my 2 cents, that he planned this all to make himself look like a hero, but also get the free trip or get the trip by himself.
Listen, I knew from the tone of your voice in the voice memo, your voice was shaking a little and you were sad. I mean, here's the thing. My passport first is expired. Yours next is left there.
I know.
Then,
what is the universe trying to say here, Heidi?
Break up.
Then we both are on our phones. Like, are there any other ways out tonight? We find ways out. It's
a surprisingly more difficult process to leave Cancun and go to the specific place that you want to go to, but we found something.
We found something, but then
competing things. But my thing, I was trying for, your thing, you're trying for. Continue.
I was going to say, when we finally found it, you went to buy it, and what happened?
I clicked the link 700 times in the back of a speeding car. Oh, I forgot to mention this, like, very small fact. It's not a big thing. I love this hotel. They're amazing. But when we have this initial conversation of, oh, hey, you left your passport, and, I mean, by the way, the passport and the COVID test that you also need to leave the country with, that, you know, okay, fantastic, great. I'm negative in that. But
Hold up. I've been to Mexico this year. There was no COVID test I had to have on the way back. I went for Christmas. Wouldn't it be even less restrictions now? This is bullshit. They don't require, unless you're going to Canada, they don't require you to take a COVID test anymore. Unless something's changed completely that I'm unaware of. But I was in Mexico this year for Christmas. And there was no check. They checked my passport to get in and out, but not COVID. So that doesn't match up.
Don't ask. I know this might be crazy. I'm happy to, if there's a cost, pay for it. Would you consider having someone start driving toward us? And then that way it'll be kind of half as long for us to get back. Because as it was, as much as, yes, there was a later flight option, it was also a very small window. So they said, yep, you got it. And we got, man, we're getting closer to that hotel. I'm like, are they bringing it on bike? Like, get closer to the hotel. I get into the hotel, and I said, oh my gosh, you guys, thank you so much for holding my passport. That's great. I apologize if I misunderstood the idea of meeting in the middle, but thank you anyway. That's great. Can I have my passport? 11 minutes of time when they had to, like, try and go in the back and find my passport. Not that it was a big deal. And here's the thing. Everyone's doing their very best job. And also,
thank you, JB, very, very much for that Canadian $2.79. I appreciate that. I'm sorry for the extra sassiness. Like I said, I was in a mood this week. I was in a mood, you know, nothing crazy, nothing like this. My passport has been renewed, so nothing like that. But I had a little bit of pent up anger from other stuff, so I'm a little bit you ever get those moments? So for that, as you know, though, we don't accept Canadian dollars around here. We only accept.
It is 18 American dollars.
So next time, do better. Just kidding. Thank you. I appreciate it. Okay, back to this stupid, boring story that I do not believe at all.
I was having such anxiety about, oh my gosh,
And it's like, Heidi, we get that you're shocked by this story, but please close your mouth. This is not what you want on the internet. This is not good for branding. Stop that. We get it. You're shocked by this stupid story.
did this thing. It was an accident, but I don't want to let Heidi down. And also, I am really looking forward to tonight. Sir, ma'am, I'm sorry. Is there any chance that you could go help the people in the back that are looking for this passport? We get in the car. We are driving. I am refreshing this. Here's the crazy
Okay,
thing.
wait, hold on. So Dave, they never even started driving the passport to you? I didn't catch this.
Negative. Oh, no. There was never any time that the passport left. It went from the front desk to what I assume is a very, very far away safe. And then they came back.
Like at the next hotel.
I don't know where they keep the valuables. I believe that they're safe because of their distance from the front desk. Let's say that.
Okay, so you get
All
your
right,
passport,
so
you get
I
back
get
in the
passport,
car.
Get in the car, and at this point, it's about a 75-minute drive, and
This
I
is
am
so
an
boring.
hour, 2 hours ahead of time. Okay, so I would basically be getting to the airport 45 minutes before the flight is taking off, and not that like this is a big deal because I'm coming from an international port.
Rich people problems, man. They are just not that interesting or exciting or purposeful or whatever. These people cry. They shed like ounces of tears, pints of tears over logistics of planning a vacation. Get over it. And we're still talking about it. It's been 27 minutes. We're still talking about the logistics of this guy drove here. It was a 30-minute mile run that he had to do on a bike. It didn't happen. Then there's a safe. Then this sweet old lady came to bring me the passport. It's like, oh my God. Do you have nothing else? Is there nothing else?
But I was flying to Toronto. I don't know if you realized
What?
that I was going to be in 3 countries in the same.
Okay, so he is going to Canada. Okay, so I was right. There you go. Thank you. I'm a genius.
24-hour period.
I know, I saw that.
I would fly to Toronto, have a 5-hour nap in their airport, and then head out on an early flight. And I was just like, sir, I love you, driver. He was just the nicest person. It didn't matter how many times things changed. He was just like, I got you, man, and I'll keep you safe. So.
Okay, I can't even make a comment about that. The sweet driver kept me safe, and I said, I love you. Stop being so weird. These people are so weird. Their interactions with like normal people is so bizarre.
I just said, hey, look, if you have willingness and time, trust me, I want to pay every single dollar of what it costs, but can you just start driving back to the airport and we'll see if we can get there. So we're driving, and I have not yet purchased the ticket because you go to the site and it keeps on landing at something that's broken.
Error.
So
like a big red box that says error.
Oh, yeah. And I had been on the phone at that point for 40 minutes when I finally sent you that video.
Boring.
Because we hit rush hour traffic. And going 8 miles an hour when you're just desperate for getting to an airport is not the thing you want. So I sent you that video of traffic, represented my love and apologies for messing up what would have been a fun night. But we're supposed to have a fun night by ourselves. That's what's happening.
Which, you know what? Do you know what it did finally? So
hey, you guys, playtime's canceled. Ew. It's like, and I guess they're not eco-friendly. That's Rachel. But like, think of like all this, driving and going for what? Because you guys made a mistake. Just cut your losses, take your own advice, listen to the universe, and just chill. Both of you. This is ridiculous. You're adults. Stop this. I had to run through the Mexican forest to get to you, my love. Heidi Powell, my girlfriend, not my girlfriend, we have no labels. Labels are so beneath us, but I just need to get to my queen, my butterfly, my princess. But one day I will get there, my pretty, when my passport is found from the safe. That would be a better story than this. This is the story. Yeah, so I bought these bracelets, and I just really wanted to come on here and tell my story about how this guy drove me around Mexico, and he was nice to me, and all the Mexicans love me. Shut up. Okay.
Yesterday it did not do this for me. This morning not so much, but today, like finally when you sent the video of the traffic, so like we had obviously you left the passport expiration, you left the passport driving, they didn't get it, got a new flight, went back, error message, then it's like bumper traffic. I finally laughed. I actually laughed because I'm like, you just can't make this shiz up. You can't.
You
like,
cannot make it up.
No.
And
you cannot make it up.
The thing is, because there were a handful of things a month ago,
you
2 months ago, that like always felt like they were jeopardizing our chance to go do this thing that we were super excited about. But I heard what you said, because today, I mean, it sounds so lame to say this, but like driving back to the hotel, I was just so bummed. And it's crazy to think that, because you should see this view, my goodness, entitled Dave, don't say that. But the thing is, it wasn't the view we were trying to have. No, it was connected to being close and connected to you. And so it's just like, all right, here we go. I'm going to find myself something nice to eat tonight, find all the silver linings possible, because it's ridiculous to even complain about it, and just believe that this was supposed to happen exactly as it did.
Yeah, I was telling you, I was talking to Cass and Emily.
Thank you, JB. You still didn't switch it to American dollars, so we're still not going to accept this.
18 stinking dollars.
Please fix that on the next super chat. I'm just kidding. Thank you. I appreciate it. And I just went to see Shrek the Musical, so that's probably why I'm in the Lord Farquaad voice mode. And it was very good. Thank you. I appreciate it. All right, back to this. I don't know. The view is beautiful, but he doesn't want to say that. So that's, makes sense.
Before this, I actually sent you one of the screenshots, which, by the way, there's a song Cass told me called 100 Bad Days. And I guess it's something like 100 bad days means 100 good stories means I'm like the best person to talk to at a party or something like that. I don't know the song.
Right?
So like now.
This is a bad story.
Truly. We have
They tried to tell the story too of them crashing the wedding. It was also boring as hell. The story was they went to a resort and they saw people were getting married, and then they just butted in and went to the wedding or went to the rehearsal or whatever. That was a boring story too. They told it in like 100 slides on Instagram and like embellished it. It was like, it was crazy. It's like, no, it wasn't. This passport story is Heidi forgot to renew her passport. So our trip that we planned to Mexico, it didn't work. That's the fucking story here. It's been 40 minutes and nothing's happened. And they're just adding details that are pointless and meaningless and have if you told me this at a party, I would have left already and be like, oh, sorry. So sorry. I'd be Rachel. Sorry. I was listening to music at this party. Sorry, Dave. I was listening to music. That's what I would do. Okay, back to
story. It is going to be funny someday. And she brought up a really good point too. She said, you know what, sometimes, because I said, maybe it's a sign. I keep saying maybe it's a sign.
It's
right?
a sign.
Truthfully, we
Break
know
up.
that humans are meaning-making machines, and we make signs with things. But the reality is, she had said, also, maybe it's supposed to be hard, so that when you see each other and when you relax this weekend, whatever relaxing looks like, whether it's alone or with each other, maybe it's supposed to be hard so that it's sweeter. Because if you think about it, everything in your life that sucks, like my prep for the event, you and what you went through, right? It's like all of those things that are hard make.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. Yeah, it's not that, this is not working out. It's definitely that it's supposed to be hard so that, it's better when things work out. That's good. Yeah, that's not a victim of abuse type of thing to say. Like, yeah, well, like the good times are so much sweeter when he's not, hurting me. That's not good either. That's not a good way to think.
It's so sweet on the other side. So
yeah, so real.
Yeah.
And I think honestly,
so
part
real.
of what was, I think for each of us, the reason why we were looking so forward to this is that it has been busy. I have had the best 2022, but also one that required a whole bunch of different things to happen in ways that inconvenienced me and every other person in my life. And so, anyway, it's just like, here's another thing, but you can also appreciate that, man, so many good things came out of stuff that ended up being frustrating and whatever else. So, I think we were looking forward to this weekend because it has been crazy. And so now we've got something else to look forward to.
Wah, 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 wah.
I agree. I don't know what we're going to do.
They wrote a book. They went to rehab at a fancy place that your friend runs. You hosted a conference. Oh, wow. My goodness. How did you possibly do it from your mansions and fly to see each other every other weekend for the last year? Wow. We should really bow down at their feet and thank them for their service. Shut up.
We're going to watch a movie or something.
Yes, we are.
But
Oh, the consolation prize is you get to sit, Dave gets to sit at the resort and enjoy it, and Heidi gets to sit at her, big house and be at the pool that she has 4 feet away from her and relax. Oh, wow. I said to finish that thought.
I had to go live. I had so many people asking questions about where you were still. I love that you hopped on here. You know what? Look at this. We're together and we're not together. You don't need to be, in the same room.
I know. I think we need to pick some kind of old rom-com, sync up our screens, and roll through something like that tonight.
When do you fly out for real? They're wanting to know.
For real?
Mexico patio piece. What's that?
Oh, yeah, it is. 8 a.m.
8 a.m. I mean, we
8
think.
a.m.
We think. Here's the thing. If there is, I had to make
If it's supposed to.
When I walked outside, I really was like, if there's one, hiccup with the flight tomorrow, I think we got to accept that, you're supposed to be back in Texas.
Yep.
I'm calling it. Okay?
I'm not conjuring it. I'm not also going to be surprised by whatever ends up happening because it has been insane.
Oh, my God.
It's insane.
Well,
These people are the first ones to be killed in a horror movie. If something actually ever happened in the world, in this part of the world where you had to be scrappy and get stuff done and protect yourself or take care of something, they're gone first. These people cannot handle anything, is what it seems like. That this is this crazy story that they think other people are going to enjoy listening to just shows that they are out of touch completely.
what I do know is I have the best people messaging me, you guys, and commenting and wishing us luck. Anyway, I'm sad I'm not there, but also it's been great here. The weather's amazing,
Yep.
and I think it's been
That's
raining
awesome.
there.
It has been raining. I'll be honest in front of the humans. It's not rained as much as I may have represented yesterday. I was, I think, trying to make you feel good about how terrible it is here, when it was actually kind of really just lovely.
That's Heidi.
I feel
It
like
did
people
rain.
should
It
know.
rained.
Okay, so it's actually beautiful. He was trying to make her feel better, but she was actually feeling better because she prefers the weather to be good in Arizona because it was raining in Mexico. These people need to be honest with themselves and each other.
Twice, maybe three times.
I feel like people should know, because there's people commenting about how you should have stayed because you paid the money. You guys, he got refunded for all the nights he's not doing. He had to rebook his room today.
Yeah.
Huh?
I mean, initially, the
How does
answer
that
was,
work?
"Oh, I'm sorry, it sunk," and then
Yeah.
I became best friends with somebody, and the rest was history.
What are you talking
I
about?
did have nothing.
Oh my gosh,
Squirrel moment.
I know.
Huh?
Well, Dave and friends, this was fun.
This is literally the content. Like, recording of a FaceTime call is like, okay, our dumb followers will think this is good. And I guess they do. Because I saw the comments while they were coming in live. And people were like, I love you guys. I love you. You're the best couple. It's like, this is not okay.
I just wanted to
Dating
go
friends.
live, say hi. What are you going to do
Happy
tonight,
Friday.
Dave? That's what I want to know.
I have not even thought about it. I've only been back. I got back into the room, took a quick shower, and stepped out here. I have no idea. I think I'm going to do as little as possible, though, because that feels about right tonight.
They miss you. When are you going to come back?
Oh.
They want to know.
I got to come back at some point. I'm just probably not going to come back the way that I was, you know?
Yeah.
So,
Huh?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm figuring it out.
Has it been so nice being being off of social?
I thought your flight was at 8 a.m. I don't know. Maybe I'll just mosey on down to the airport at 7:45 and miss my flight again. And then I won't have to see Heidi, because that's exactly what I'm trying to do, apparently. Through a very convoluted story about nothing that doesn't make sense.
You know what? It's a mix, but what's really been interesting is I got an email that came through the like support on my site saying something to the effect of how they were praying for me, which I'm going to take prayers every single day. But part of their prayer was about that I wouldn't like have my feelings hurt by the things that were being said. And it was just this general thing, but it was obviously a recognition that, man, somebody had said something that wasn't ideal. And I ended up responding back in email. I just said, oh my goodness, number one, thank you for your prayers. I so appreciate you having care and for going to the higher power. But also, I have not
But also
stepped away from social media, even really been aware of anything. And the only time that I end up becoming aware is when somebody says something super well-meaning that brings my attention to it. But the beauty is, and this is for anyone who's ever felt like, oh my goodness, like there's some toxicity here or whatever, it doesn't exist in the real world if you're not intermittently dipping your toe into it. And so, I don't know, like that. Like,
So then why are you doing an Instagram live stream then? That's the whole thing. Why do you want to be a social media influencer? You know, no one's forcing you to do any of this stuff. It's like, yeah, I agree. Social media is a toxic place. It can be a very bad place to be, especially if you've done something that pisses people off. Yeah, I would not suggest coming on and being here. But why are we doing this then? It's like, oh, it's such a horrible place and I've learned that lesson. So therefore I'm going to come back next week and do this. It's like, because they can't get enough. They need the worship. That's what they need. They want to feel like they are relevant and people are jealous of them and people want to be them and know them. That's what they can't get over. That's the cookie that they can't stop chewing on. Because yeah, if you didn't need social media, they got enough money that they can quit right now, I think, is what I believe. But it's that addiction to the feedback that I don't think that either one of these people can let go of.
the part of it that felt like performance was necessary or
that
being
you
happy
couldn't
on
be
days that I
truly
wasn't.
you.
Yeah, that I just couldn't truly be myself. That stuff was tough, like super tough. But there's the connection piece and the way that there's people's names that I see that I've known for years now. And so it's just like that part feels weird that a choice to step away all of a sudden means that connection that existed for a long time can't. So it's a mix.
I actually think that there's a way to have both. I do.
It's getting darker out here.
This has been a huge thing for both of us, right? Like my eyes were open to things after you left that I didn't even know existed. And I very quickly got to the other side of realizing that it doesn't matter. None of what anyone says actually matters. There's that, gosh, it's very bright outside. Let me actually scoot back a tad. I'm going to come down on the ground.
He's got to hold his head up because those bracelets are so heavy. Because that is not a natural way to be on a couch. I mean, it could be, but, that's for playtime, I suppose, which they're not going to have because the universe doesn't believe in their love or whatever. Gross. Okay, sorry.
Hold on, guys.
This is very natural.
Look at that. Hold on. You know this. Like, there was a minute where I was like, oh, man, people have words, and they're not nice, right?
Yep.
But I have like a 10-second attention span. Again, blessing and a curse to all things. And one of them is that what people say doesn't stick for long. It's hard for me to stay mad for longer than 10 seconds. It's also, that's sometimes not a good thing, right? As far as holding boundaries and making sure I'm staying relationships and things that are healthy, not talking about you, but like things in general. It's been, obviously my past. But the reality is, like, there was a really good, I feel like I need to repost it, Salma Hayek. Did you ever see that? Did I show you Salma Hayek's interview? I think Lisa Bill,
I don't think so.
It was really good. Okay, there was a little reel or something. It's on Lisa Bilyeu's page. I might repost it. I'll put it on my story. But she essentially had said something like,
I have
when
bracelets.
someone chews you out in another language,
I have bracelets.
you don't know, like they could say the meanest thing in the world to you and you don't know what they're saying. Like you don't know and you don't
Yep.
care. They could even someone
Yep.
could say they're being mean to you. They're saying mean things, but you could hear them and you might even laugh because it sounds so silly, right? And so she essentially said that right there proves you know someone's saying something mean to you.
still have
you
the
know
bracelets
they're literally cursing
on.
you out, and you're laughing. It's almost comical because you can't hear it in their language, right?
Don't forget
to show that we are the only ones who put meaning
bracelets
on what people say. So if we can do that for
So
someone
good.
speaking to us in another language that we don't understand, why can't we do that same thing for people online who we don't know? We're literally taking words, like actual letters that are put together into a word that make sounds when you sound them out in the English language, and we're putting
Heidi,
meaning
shut
around
up. Oh my God. She's explaining what words and sentences are? Okay. This has gone too far. This has gone too far. Heidi, stop it. Stop it.
I'm sorry that you don't have a job.
I'm sorry that you don't have a job, Heidi, and this is the job that you've chosen. I don't need to be lectured about what a word and a sentence is. Thank you. Can we please get past this part? We're almost to the end.
people are saying who probably aren't even who they say they are, right?
Yep.
Like someone who can't show their face, someone who can't actually put their real name with a profile. Like everything I say is on my freaking real name, you know? So it's like that.
What if she's talking about me? Because Kia's not my real name. Should I expose myself? Nah. I won't expose myself. One day, maybe. I use my face, though. I mean, I know this looks like a perfectly curated image of a human face, but this is my real face, so I don't know if she doesn't know that. But at least I use my face. I don't just keyboard warrior myself. So at least I have that.
It is interesting, and you've actually gotten to hear me process a lot of things. And you get to the point where it's like, oh man, this is actually awesome that I get to decide who I am. Like regardless of what anybody else says, and they don't have to like it. They don't have to like me.
Yeah.
I am the only one who has to like me, and I like me.
What's interesting though too is
I'm glad.
There's even been a bit of an evolution because all things that are hard produce some kind of growth in how you maybe had a little more awareness of someone saying something that wasn't ideal maybe a year ago. Okay.
Well,
and when it would happen, this person better make sure they have a guest room because Heidi's moving in to change their heart. I mean, like, I watched you. I mean, I was like, what are you still working on? You're like, oh, nothing, it's fine, whatever. And then I hear voice memoing someone who said the most vile thing. And you were like reaching out with an abundance of grace and just said like, hey, I don't know what's going on, but I just want you to know that I'm rooting for you and I'm praying for you. But you came with kindness, and this person.
Yeah, it's called passive aggressiveness, and it's like when you can't let something go, which I agree. It sucks to get like negative comments. I'm not a fan, obviously. Don't love that. No one is who likes to hear something negative about themselves, but I just ignore it for the most part, or I respond and say like, what? Oh, okay, cool, or whatever. I would never respond with my voice and go, let me address the haters right now, because it just comes off as like you do care a lot. And if you truly didn't care, why would you spend any moment of energy trying to correct their opinion? And I never reached out to them, just for the record, that they're not talking about me or probably anyone that makes YouTube videos that you follow, because this is my way of handling it. There's no personal contact, just for the record, that I am not doing those types of things, like telling them how I feel via their DMs. That's not happening. Just FYI, in case that wasn't clear.
Immediately came back with, oh my goodness, like all the things, but also like she had this moment with, I don't know, it was like 15 exchanges where she was like, man, I just feel so seen. I mean, like she didn't say it, but our observation was like, oh, she feels seen. She actually has someone engaging with her in a like meaningful way for the first time. Oh, she was just hurt.
You know what?
Okay, that's like the same thing as saying, oh, this sweet woman in my DMs she was just hurt, and they make it seem like they're so much above everyone else, and like, oh, people who criticize them are just like sad sacks of potatoes, you know? That's how they make it seem like, oh, the poor people who say negative things about us, they're just so like lonely. That's why they just need to read my book. That could have saved their life, but like they won't because they're so stupid. That's how they all come across. Like, oh, if you don't like my brand, then something's wrong with you. Obviously, there could be no criticism being thrown at me at all. It's like, okay, go chew a donut 30 times. That's good advice. Thanks, Heidi.
And honestly, you can look at almost anybody online that is, and not online, just in general, anyone that is not being kind or not being nice, 100% is struggling with something. Like I bet if you sat with them, or I did, and you asked the right question, there would be tears.
Bitch, shut up. God. It's so condescending and so ridiculous that literally for 40 minutes, I've been listening to how you guys cannot even handle getting your passports in order to go on a vacation that you can afford to go on after doing like one day of work. And Dave's been in a rehab facility for 8 weeks, a privilege beyond privilege, okay? And now you're going to sit here and tell us that people who criticize you, oh, they just need to cry, that you would be able to handle that? You know, you could not. You can't even handle your own stupid, like, friendship, no-labeled relationship. Like, you can't even figure out going to Mexico for fun. You're going to help people with issues? No. And in your own words, Dave...
Get a life.
Okay. These people, man, this is what drives me insane. Because they think they're better than us, which is fine. You can think that. It's not true. But the fact that they're so smug about it, it drives me insane. It's like, you need to go, both of you guys need to go to mental health counseling. Like, you just do. I hope that they get better. I honestly do. But the way that those people that really need help, they talk about people who are already getting help as if like, oh, they're like losers. Oh, it just drives me insane. I'm sorry. Okay, bye.
Because we all have hurt and we all have pain. And that whole hurt people thing. I mean, think it for anyone watching, like anyone who's been through a divorce, right? Think of the time in the divorce where you were so nasty and so mean to the other person, even if they deserved it. The reality is, if you were to like think, you only lashed and said something nasty and mean because you were hurt. And there was a part of you that thought, if I can hurt them, if I can, I want them to hurt so bad because I'm hurting and I want them to feel the pain that I'm feeling, but they're never going to feel the pain you're feeling. Right. Yeah. And sometimes the meaner people are, I really believe this, the meaner people are, or the more challenging the situation is that I'm put in, the reality of my existence is that I grow. Like pressure, like, right? Diamonds are created under pressure.
Oh, diamonds
all
are
of the
created
struggle,
under pressure.
all of the hard, all of the breakdowns that we go through actually create breakthroughs. So the meaner people, I want everyone listening.
So everyone just be really mean to Heidi is what she's saying, because apparently she wants to be a diamond. So her own logic is the meaner people are to her, the better she is. And she even said that when people are mean in her family, that means they love her. So what is she asking the universe for? People to be more angry at her. This makes no sense.
Because I just saw someone say, I'm listening to this at the right time because people are being mean to me. I want you, anyone on here that has someone being mean, or you're in the middle of something hard, to know that like this situation is a gift from God. Like it really is. It is an opportunity because of the hard and the challenging and the breakdown that you're experiencing, whether you realize it or not. You are like there's work happening under the surface.
Yeah.
It's causing, it's causing a stronger base, a stronger you on the other, and hopefully a more compassionate you,
Well, what's interesting? I had another person engage me maybe a week or two ago about the live, as in I did a live around my last book coming out.
Ooh, okay, here we are.
Bad day. And
Pancake Gate.
I ended up saying something in my response to her that like also reminds me a little bit of this, where one, kind of having a breakdown or having something that isn't your best foot forward.
Yeah. For
me, I didn't appreciate at the time, but from what you're saying, it was definitely a reflection of pain, right? Like I had things in insecurity or whatever it ended up being that were producing just craziness in terms of like wanting to try and work my way out of a shadow or doing whatever it was.
Huh?
But interestingly, it was almost an apologetic note that came about like, oh, I'm so sorry you had to go through that. And I said, man, this is one of those things that I, again, could not have appreciated when I thought, my career is over the second that the camera shut off.
Yeah.
I said, I thought very early on that was the end. And as it turns out, like, it was the thing that saved my life.
Yeah.
Because I would not have recognized that there was as much hurt inside of me if I hadn't had something that really had.
Guess who recognized it before you would have to put yourself in that situation, Dave? The haters, the people who are trying to tell you, hey, it looks like you're going into the situation a little bit, topsy-turvy. You're flying to see Heidi. You're really involving your kids a lot in this new relationship. Why don't you take a step back? Why don't you relax? Why don't you just not push this book so hard? How about you just whatever? All the hate that they were getting. Oh my God, the haters just trying to tell me what to do. They don't know me. I'm Dave. I can do what I want. Okay. But then, it saved my life. It's like, if you would have just listened maybe a little bit to the criticism and taken that in and thought okay, well, I don't agree with everything or the way that they gave it to me, but what they're saying, I can kind of see a little bit of maybe I should take a step back. Maybe you wouldn't have had to have gone through that experience. Maybe people telling you that they don't agree with every wonderful verse that comes out of your mouth is a good thing. Maybe it'll save you from these loops of narcissism where you just think that everything you say is so interesting and so worthwhile and then should be spent money on to hear and to, like I said, worship at your feet. It's ridiculous. This is a sickness that social media has brought on to people. I'm telling you. I agree. If you don't want to hear what I have to say, you can click off. If you don't want to hear what they have to say, you don't have to follow them. Everyone has rights to what they listen to and what they do. But if someone criticizes you, it's not an automatic, that person has problems and they need to cry to me and I would be the one to help them through it. Get over yourself, please. This is not going to end well. And, these people are adults. They get to do what they want. I just feel bad for their kids. They have to listen to these people try to parent that. Can you imagine having these people be your parents? They think that they have solved the universe. They literally have said, the universe knows my address. The universe, I am controlling the universe. I do not have any problems at all. And then they act like this. I would be like, get away from me. I'm going to college. I'm 12 years old. I'm going to college. I don't care. I'm going right now. I'm going to live at the dorm because I cannot deal with you being let this way. I'm glad it helped your life. I'm glad he went to rehab. I'm glad he's taking care of these issues, but it was not. People who actually are concerned but were giving them critical feedback already knew all of this stuff before he even admitted to it. So who was really on your team, Dave? Who was really on your team? People gassing you up and saying, yeah, just burn yourself out. Great. Wonderful. Yeah, this looks great for your lifestyle. No, the people who were like, hey, you don't have to do this. No one's asking this of you. Oh, haters. Shut up. Okay, I'm done.
We have to ask, where did that come from? What is going on? And so, whoever's getting put through the ringer, a thing I am not interested in having to be put through necessarily, and hopefully I won't ring myself. I do have an appreciation, certainly, that, man, 2022, I said it, it's been the most important year of my life. It's been super unconventional and had a whole host of the ringer moments, but it all ended up happening in part because of it needing to happen just as it did,
Yeah, I love, and even if you said.
The thing that pisses me off too is that it does work out for them, It does work out for them. He's got money in the bank. His big mistakes, him being a complete asshole on Instagram Live and treating his kid badly and, his book not succeeding doesn't really affect him that well. He's still in Mexico right now on a fucking vacation. So that pisses me off too, because the consequences for these people, once they reach a certain amount of success, it doesn't really affect them that much. They're embarrassed, and I'm glad for that because I think they should be embarrassed by some of their actions. But it does grind my gears too a little bit that they won't feel the true feeling of failure. If you lose your job, if you're the woman that Rachel was criticizing, the toilet cleaner, as she says, if you're a housekeeper and you lose your job, you may end up on the streets. That's what bothers me, because that is really hard. Losing your car that's repossessed, watching your kids be taken away from you because, you can't afford to keep them. That's hard. Like this bullshit is stupid. This is just manufacturing problems to try to explain why your work doesn't work out all the time, or why, you know, people should worship me because I'm like, I figured out self-help. It's like, no, you haven't. You have issues like everyone else. No one should be put on a pedestal at all. And it bothers me that they're never going to understand that, because they're going to keep themselves in these echo chambers. They have enough money to insulate themselves. They're just going to go and continue to be this way and hope that people worship them, and it's going to work. And that's what pisses me off. Okay, done. Continue. And we're almost done.
I don't know that I want to go through the ringer again, but the reality is, I think, like,
It's
seeing,
happening.
and I remember talking to you in the middle of it, like, the hardest thing, which produced a lot of tears for you and for me, right? I think we both talked about how, Kate, usually these shitty things, sorry for the shit bomb again, are actually going to be the things that create the best and the strongest you. And it was hard to watch you go through. It was hard.
As someone, oh, thank you, Abby. I'm sorry you're late too, but you can go back and watch. You got time, right? You can watch it on double speed and you'll be caught up in no time. I appreciate that. Thank you very, very much. Welcome to the party. Welcome to the song.
Why do you follow me if you don't already own my book?
Did you know that Dave bought some bracelets while on his trip to Mexico? If you didn't know, he's going to let us know for the next hour. It's just, Heidi literally taught a conference and charged thousands of dollars to teach people how to become you, find you, be you. And in this conversation, she doesn't even know who she is at all. That's the part that pisses me off too. It's like, these people are so unqualified. It's ridiculous.
Truthfully, it was hard to support you going through it. It was hard for me to go through it myself. Like, there was a lot of hard throughout, but I think when we can kind of connect the things in our life that have been super hard, like this, right?
Yeah.
And we know what comes out on the other side, and we know you actually are coming out not caring what people think about you the way that you used to, and that's such a big deal.
Yeah, right.
But we can start to almost not look, in a way, like, this might sound crazy, but even look forward to the hard things. And when they're there,
because they're not actually hard,
be like, oh my gosh, this is one of those things that's going to produce a better me. It doesn't make it any less hard, but it makes it kind of gives more fortitude, like just ability to get through it, knowing that, okay, there's something great on the other end of it, because we both know that everything happens in balance, everything, the good and the bad.
Yeah, I mean, I have so many of the same, oh yeah, that was really hard. And oh, guess what? I actually went to another level, or I thought differently for the first time in a way that created freedom or whatever. I don't know what it is. I actually was thinking back to some of the ways that I've had to learn things. And I tend to be someone who has to learn things the hardest way, which
Me too,
is just,
okay?
I can't.
Because we're
it's like,
better than everyone
I know
else.
things intellectually.
We're better than everyone else. Obviously, of course, we have to learn things the hard way. We can't learn things the easy way because we're better. We're smarter. We're stronger. We're superior people. That's why we charge thousands of dollars for people to meet us and to read our books. We charge
It is 18 American dollars.
to buy my book. Right? That's why. We're not like you idiots at home who learn stuff easy. No. Couldn't do that.
That I have to sometimes fail at publicly, or in some ways that reflects it back to me in a different kind of way. It's just like, why, Dave? You are a smart human. You know the cause and effect of all things, and you still, and whatever, and it's like, well, here I am. I got the lesson, but just having like the Cliff Notes version of it was never going to make me, be able to pass the class the way I'd want to. So I am super grateful. Again, all the things in 2022.
Another thing that bothers me too is they always come up on top, at least in what they say. Like, same thing with Rachel or Dave or Heidi, anyone. They talk about the hard things in the past and they've always overcome them. They've always gotten through it. They always say, well, 2022 is really hard, but it was also my best year ever. It's like, that's not true for most people. A lot of people go through hard years, hard decades, and they don't actually go, that was actually good for me. No, people go through hard stuff and it's not good for them. And I don't think that that's necessarily the truth of what they're saying, like, oh, 2022 is so great. I think they gaslight themselves because they're like, well, I've put myself on this pedestal myself, and I have to prove to people that I am the best. Even if it's like, yeah, my whole family got murdered, but it's for the best. It's not a bad thing. No problem. Like, yeah, well, we got through the hard times. It's like, so they manufacture these hard times. Like, no one forced Dave to go on a live stream and end his career. That's not a hard thing that happened to him. That's a thing that he chose to do. And it's also very similar to MLMs, and this is a little bit of a weak connection, but people don't think that they could be tricked. People don't think that, or cults, people don't think that they could be tricked into a cult, and that's the number one thing that's going to have you end up in a cult if you don't think that you're susceptible. And that's the same thing here. You don't think fame and money and people wanting to be your friend through the internet is going to make you be this way. Oh, you're above it, you're smarter than that, you can intellectually understand it. That's what you're going to be in trouble with. That, Heidi having her abs and all that and her pictures, if that was to be taken away, that wouldn't bother her one day, that she doesn't need the validation from strangers on the internet, that she doesn't think that she's that type of person. That's why she's on the internet constantly. That's why they're both on this live, because they don't believe that they are the type of person that's going to be into this system. And they 100% are. They think they're above it. That's why they're suffering the consequences, because they're not being realistic.
I just wish my hope truly is like, man, when you run to the next thing where you absolutely know the right thing to do, but for some reason your fear starts driving, or your insecurity, or your whatever it is, could you please just stop before you make, a mistake? It feels like such an easy thing, but that's my goal.
I have a little different perspective where I actually, I think you'd be weird if you didn't make mistakes. I think everyone on here, even the people that are saying mean things that I can't see. It's funny. I love how people are like, stop saying mean things. I'm like, I don't see anything mean. I'm not kidding. My Instagram is me. And I don't have any things turned on saying to move any comments. I just don't. But I actually.
God just picks her different. God just protects Heidi because she's blonde. That's what she's saying here. God has come down and filtered her Instagram comments for her because she deserves not to have to see the mean comments.
I think if anyone on here that ever gets to a point where they're not making mistakes has elevated to the space of not being human.
But also, this is something that a lot of self-help people say, like, well, or political people too as well, will say, but what about you? Is it required to be like, well, I'm perfect in every way, so now I can lobby my complaints against this guru? No, I know 100% I got major issues. I got big problems in my life, unrelated to these people, and I still feel comfortable saying, well, regardless of that, this is my opinion about this industry. This is my opinion about this toxic behavior. And it's really not even about them as people. It's more about their being part of the industry and what they're trying to teach people, meanwhile not living in truth of it. They'll tell you one thing, be one way, and then they act themselves a whole nother way. And that's fine, except that your only qualification is like what you've accomplished in your life. So therefore, I have a problem with you giving advice that you don't take.
What it is.
Yeah.
Nice.
And so I actually think, because I'm the same as you, like there are people in my life who can, like I know a couple of people who are like, oh, I learn really well from other people's mistakes. I don't. I learn really well from my mistakes. And then here's what I've learned. And I believe that I've gone through them.
We know that, Dave. Didn't learn from Rachel.
I've made the mistakes and gone through the hard so that I can help other people go through theirs. But what's interesting too is I have sometimes gotten to a point where when I see someone going down a path that I went down, I used to be like, no, here's why, and try to control them not making that mistake so they don't feel the same pain I did, when I realized I don't think that that's what I'm here for. Because you can't control people. Sometimes people need to be in a moment. They need to make a choice and feel the pain of it to then say, oh my gosh, that thing that Heidi said or that so-and-so said, now I get it. And now, but because I'm meant to have gone through what I went through and made the choices that I made. In everything, we're all human, so we all do this so that I could be there when somebody else needed to feel not alone for doing the same.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
No, I've talked about this. Like all the stuff of this last 6 months of craziness, both good and bad craziness, was a great opportunity for me to have really honest conversations with my older boys. You know, like demystifying, going to a treatment facility is not a thing that I think I had introduced into my life because it wasn't a thing in my family.
Yeah.
But now to be able to sit with my boys and just like, hey, you're going to have questions. Guess what? I got more questions than you got questions. And I want to answer every single one of them, even if it's a thing we have to go research to figure out the answer to. And part of it too, like I think I grew up in somewhat of an environment that was kind of spotlighting good and not wanting to necessarily acknowledge bad or speak of bad for sure. And in some ways, I think not feeling comfortable to get help or wanting to do it, on terms that wouldn't be as effective. It was born a little bit out of like, oh man, are we okay to, talk about or not talk about things in my own house? Well, now I got to change that. Like I got to make my house a safe place where my boys, if they run into a problem, are able to have a conversation about it, not let years of time go by.
Yeah, I think it's fun. I think it's just a generational thing, to be honest.
Yeah.
My parents too, now my mom and I are open about everything, right?
Yeah.
We know that. But when my dad was alive and they were more of a traditional married couple, right? It was very much like anything. I saw my parents as never having made any mistake. And I know for them.
This has now just become therapy because Heidi's parents, apparently, from her own words, have had so many issues and had like a bad relationship, and that she's called her dad complicated or something, even in this live. So this is not going to be good advice like, oh, my parents had a wonderful marriage, take this advice. This has now become like her working through her issues in real time, as they say.
I know where their heart was, and I know their intentions were to, help us. Like, hey, we can't let them know anything's wrong because we want them to have a chance to have the best life possible and to make good choices. So we're going to set a good example, right? Yes. And I think now we're kind of realizing as just society that like showing our kids that we are human is what's going to help them feel not alone and not broken when they realize human too, Anyway.
100%.
And so I think it's a blessing. I love that your boys are getting, and Noah, I love that they're getting.
I also said this, and I don't want to like put bad moj on this, but I said to them, like, guys, this is also math in some respects. Like there are a decent amount of probability that when you have 4 kids, that you're going to have one of your children potentially have to work through something a little.
Both Heidi and Dave do this, and it bothers me. Because, I guess, like, okay, you have 4 kids, one of them might have an issue. Okay, fine, but they make it seem like they have no control whatsoever, that, their actions don't affect the kids. They're going to be addicted to alcohol regardless of their actions. It might be a part, maybe you're wired a little bit differently because you have an addictive personality or whatever, genetically, but your parents definitely 100%, your family, your surroundings, your environment 100% can be affected either negatively or positively for those types of things. And even Heidi said too in a different post at one point, she's like, well, statistically, like one of my children will probably have an eating disorder. It's like, yeah, okay, but it's not, you don't think that that's not based on the way that you tell people how to eat, that you should chew your donut 30 times is not going to propel that forward faster and make that probability go 10 times higher. Again, they're almost saying like they're taking away the responsibility and going, well, yeah, like maybe my behaviors of doing this could affect them, but either way, like statistically, just math-wise, they're gonna have issues. So like I can just really like take the load off of my back that I could be causing my kids harm. It's like, that's convenient, that's nice. That's good for you. I'm glad that your kids are just, they have no control, even though you tell everyone that it's their own self-control that controls everything in the world. It's very hypocritical and confusing.
More significant than just going to see a traditional therapist. And so if you end up being the one of 4, or if both of you end up, bucking the odds and you both have something, we all got things, right? But like if something isn't addressed, it can become a big thing. And that's a thing that we want to try and cut off at the pass,
Yeah, I think, and just hearing you talk, hearing me and hearing what people are saying, reading, I don't think that there's a wrong way to do it. There's not. Like, I think when you look at the intention that both of our parents had and what came out of it, truly, like, I wouldn't want to be anybody else. I wouldn't. And I am who I am because of how I was raised and the mistakes I made and the things that happened to me, the hard things that I am who I am for a reason, right? And I think it's just whatever situation you're in, there's good, there's positive, and also there's learnings. Like, it's not anything that didn't work, we get to change, you know, we get to change the pattern.
Yep. I was going to say something about my
bracelet
podcast, but I'm not. I do have a
my bracelets.
This is the sign of how technology is changing the hotel game. Instead of a key, they give you a bracelet, which, in my attempt to build a bigger bunch of bracelets, it really served me well. It is very odd.
Maybe he's trying to tell the woman who's coming to meet him tonight which hotel room he's at. So he's trying to tell her the signal, like, this is the room number. Hey, Becky, room number. This is the room. Go on my live. I don't want it to be obvious that I'm inviting you over. Maybe that's what this whole thing's about, because it seemed very sus.
When you were trying to use this while it's still stuck to your wrist, if you have hands as big as mine. So every time I'm, having to bend down like Spider-Man or something. Anyway.
Someone had actually asked if you were wearing the bracelet that they made you on this chat here. So that's why I brought up your bracelet. Did someone made you a bracelet from Insta?
I think, I believe the solider one here is delivered out of Instagram love.
The solider one.
Aww.
Now I will say, because I only know this because when she sent them and I wore it for the first time, she was like, wait a second. That is way too big for your arm. A thing that you, I think, also
I did say that.
And so I said, oh, don't worry. I'll definitely be able to figure this out. I know how to sew. So I cut the bracelet, took, 4 beads off, tied it back up, and now it just fits like a charm.
That's amazing.
I know.
It looks great. I may or may not have a surprise for you when you get to Arizona, too.
Oh, more incentive.
Yeah, but you got to get here. You got to make it here
I'm
first.
trying. I am doing my best. I mean, I'm doing my best now. What about Jeffrey? Jeffrey's not going to Arizona.
I know there's been a lot of questions about Jeffrey on my end. I don't know if they're all being filtered that way, but where's Jeffrey?
Well, let's take a moment for Jeffrey, shall we?
We know Jeffrey's with Rachel because she brings it up every 5 seconds on her Rach Talk. She makes sure that everyone knows that Jeffrey, the dog that they all hate for no reason, the dog's very cute and it's a freaking dog. You should love it unconditionally. They really talk shit about the dog, man. Rachel included. She's like, this dog doesn't love me. This dog doesn't love me. It's like, many people don't love you either, Rachel. Okay? Leave Jeffrey alone. Free Jeffrey. Free Jack. That's the camera guy for Rach Talk. Now, I saw some of this live, and I think there was a Jeffrey part, so I'm assuming they're about to go now down a negativity spiral about how bad the dog Jeffrey is.
What's my favorite thing about him? His grumpy disposition.
Yeah, there you go.
If I could, no, I'm kidding. He is at, I don't know if people are aware, but there's a way after divorce where obviously the kids are going back and forth, but there are also times when dogs go back and forth. And so for Jeffrey,
it doesn't happen with mine and Chris's dogs.
Well, they have dogs?
I'm not saying that there's a right way. I'm not saying that there's a wrong way. I'm just saying that Jeffrey is really close to our kids. Who is Jeffrey? Well, Jeffrey is a miniature schnauzer. He was named after, oh no, what is her name? And now I don't remember. Jeffrey is, anyway, it doesn't matter. He's been with our family for about 4 years. And he's great. I mean, I'm trying to say something nice about him. He's great. The kids love him. Noah will not go to sleep at night when it's her bedtime unless... Yeah,
because the kids aren't narcissistic like you and Rachel. That all you care about is yourselves. I'm shocked that the kids play into the narrative of, great parent. But good dad or dog dad is, secondary to parents, so they don't care. They don't like the dog because the dog doesn't serve a purpose for them. I mean, the dog serves a purpose now. Jeffrey serves a purpose for Rachel because she gets to show that Dave's an asshole and is not around or whatever. She has the kids full time. They both fight about who's a single parent more. But, having a good relationship with Jeffrey doesn't provide them any sort of internet obsession. So now they don't like the dog.
Jeffrey is sitting on the foot of her bed. So he's great. He's just a little grumpy for me. I want a happier dog. Yeah, Ina Garten. That's right. He's named after Ina Garten's husband. who's also named Jeffrey.
Oh, got it. Okay.
You want to guess who named him?
You?
No, I don't know who Ina Garten is still, and I've had to tell people who he's named after. No, I didn't name him. What are you talking about?
Oh my gosh.
My wife.
Well, all right. It's late.
Okay.
It's late your time.
It's late.
It's dark outside. I'm gonna let's take this offline. What do you say?
Let's take this offline. Yeah.
Let's go
Come on, let's
have
watch a rom-com.
A rom-com?
phone
Yes.
sex.
You'll have to pick it because you know I never know what's happening. Any final words you want to say?
Please, let's wrap this up.
Well, I mean, I keep on having to try and calm myself down just a little bit if I get a little frustrated or sad. And I think that there is like always going to be some kind of reminder of needing to trust the process or needing to just accept or surrender to things greater than you, having forces or, in some ways come into and affect what your plans are for something that ends up being greater than you can appreciate in real time and usually much better than whatever you're experiencing in real time. So
What?
I'm at peace. I need I know you have access to Danielle, a thing that I continue to also
I
want
feel
to
like
try
you
and
need to
jump in
talk
on.
to
But
her. I thought
think
about
Just for the record, Danielle's a human being. She's not a thing that you have access to. As much as I'm going to criticize Danielle not being a certified mental health counselor and practicing trauma therapy with people unlicensed, she's still a human being. So she deserves respect. Dave, she's not a thing that Heidi has access to.
I need to.
Yeah, I thought about bringing her on Instagram. Wouldn't they love, what if I did a thing? So Danielle,
Amazing.
I feel like I need to fill everyone in that is still here. Danielle is my good friend who daily does, I have a 10-15 minute meetup with her.
Yeah.
And once a week it's 30 minutes and it's breath work, meditation.
She meets up with her daily once a week for 15-30 minutes. I don't know the frequency of how many times they meet. That was several different answers.
Sometimes it's spiritual, just kind of like energy connecting and helping me process things. Yeah, Danielle's incredible. She's
Amazing.
It has literally changed. So two things have changed my life. Taking time, it is Danielle 100% because she's helped me take the space. But what it is mostly about that is me taking time every single day to disconnect from the external world and actually internally focus on what is happening with me. And I actually think, you hear people saying meditation and breath work is so important and yoga. You don't understand why until you do it. Because truly when you do it, you have even in the middle, you don't know what's happening. It's when you open your eyes after that you're like, okay.
Yeah.
Now I see why life is so busy and it's so loud and there's so much coming at us. We don't really ever take the time to think of what we think, right? And so
Right.
What if I brought her on here and we did
I think it's a great idea.
weekly thing?
I think it's a great idea. The thing is, even if you just got 10
What do you think, Dave? Dave, what do you think? I think it's a great idea. Yes.
minutes, it's like it.
Thanks for the contribution.
It is an immediate mindset or cloudy brain changer for me. It's awesome. I think it's a great idea.
Yeah. All right, Dave.
All right, Heidi.
Let's let our people go.
Let these people have a Friday night.
Yeah, it is Friday night. It's Friday night. Guys, I love you for being here. Thank you. This was fun. I came on to tell a story and answer some questions, and I don't even know what this turned into, but
I came on and showed you that lighting has never been the thing I am best at when it comes to shooting videos.
It's my forte. Clearly.
It is your forte.
Shut up.
Yeah, it's this big sliding. You just go find the biggest sliding glass window. You open it for maximum light. Just like that.
I looked for the couch that had the most pillows. There's 9 pillows behind me.
Pillows?
All right, guys.
All
Dave,
right. Goodbye, everybody. Happy weekend.
Bye, guys. Love you.
Okay, Rachel Hollis, thank you for that. Wow. All right. What a night, man. TGIF. TGIJ. Thank God. No, TGINJ. Thank God I'm not Jeffrey. That poor Jeffrey. He has to listen to that go on in the house. Plus, he's got to listen to Rachel talk too. My God. The things, what do they say? Out of the mouths of babes, out of the ears of dogs. That was a lot. Thank you for bearing with me. I was a little bit more. Oh, I have cringe talk. I forgot. I had her Heidi's thing pulled up on mine. Hold on.
Wait, how do I turn this off?
Oh God, this will never end. Where is her? Whatever. Yeah, I have it. Hold on. Let me swap. Yeah, I know it's almost the end of there. I'm in Heidi's home now. Everyone will recognize the heart. Yeah, it looks like I ripped my clothes. That's just how my sweater is. Well, happy Friday. Like I said, I had a kind of weird week, so I'm glad that I got to come live and talk and chat and hang and get some of this anger off my chest, because it helps. It really does help. Screaming into the void does help. Palos, I know. I picked the couch with the most palos. Oh, man. Well, it's been fun. It's been real. Choose Sadness merch is still available below. I think should be below. It should be already in the system where it shows you the options in the description. But if not, it's still available, and I'll put the link in the description. And I can show you when I click off to leave, I'll show you. You'll see some of the people actually sporting the outfits that have been going out, and it looks good on everybody, I will say. Every picture I've seen looks good. Sizes look good, colors look good. The message is clear. Choose Sadness, Sob Gang, represent. Whoop whoop whoop. And it's been fun having you guys here. I like this Friday night stream. Maybe I'll start doing this more. I enjoy it a lot. And I'll keep you updated. We'll see how this cluster F goes down, because we got to see if Dave returns to the United States or not. Okay, wait, hold up. I know I'm like telling everyone to leave, but we didn't talk about Rachel's singing career yet. Let me just quickly pull up. Oops. Oh God. Okay, now I clicked off. A friend of the show, Mrs. Ocampo, said that she posted the lyrics. She found the lyrics of Rachel's song. So maybe as people who are still here I'll have to find it. We can read Rachel, the singer-songwriter, and really get. I'm sure it's about her life. Let's find it. Are you still here? That's because she said that she found the lyrics. Okay. All right, you ready? Switching over. This is from Reddit. This is from Hollis Uncensored. If you want to get the real Hollis Uncensored, or the real Hollis tea, this is the place to be. There's like 8,000 people here now. Okay. So Miss Ocampo Wright says, so from what I can tell from that reel, so that's the song that Rachel, I'll find it. Hold on. I'll get it pulled up. Rachel Hollis. Hey girl. This is my Finsta account.
I planned out to find the woman that she is now. She's sitting and listening to me. Now's the time for taking things a little too far, figuring out who you are before the world tells you who to be.
I can't imagine that this song is copyrighted yet. It's like in the beginning stages, so hopefully it's not copyrighted at this time. But as you can tell, the lyrics seem to be about Rachel, which is very on brand, that everything that she writes or is a part of is about her own experience in her own life, which, I get it, but she doesn't, the characters in her stories are her. They're all versions of her. So this is the song. Okay, so she apparently wrote these lyrics. So it says, Nashville writing with Walker Country. Here's a little bit of what we're working on. And Walker, I'm sorry, I'm not a country person. I have no idea who these people are. Apparently they're Ivy and Sophie, sister duo with Warner Music Nashville. under whatever management, Indiana to Tennessee. So they wrote the song. So they look like girl boss country girls. And that's cool. They got good voices, good guitar playing. So I appreciate it. Okay, so here's what Miss Ocampo Wright said. The song is probably called Light the Way, and it's basically the same motivational self-help crap in song form, only with some extra country-flavored YOLO thrown in. Yeah, I like this. The singers in that reel are called Walker Country, a country duo originally from small town Indiana. Shout out to anyone and everyone who's ever read Cancel Sean Boston, Savvy Writes Books, that's her book. We got life imitating art here. The lyrics, from what I can tell so far, quote, I love this. Okay. Left behind a life planned out to find the woman that she is now. She said, now listen to me. Now's the time for taking things a little too far, figuring out who you are before the world tells us who to be. Girl, get lost. Make mistakes. See the world. Go now. Don't wait. Get behind the wheel and drive too fast. Cut your hair. Wear that dress. Drink too much wine. Enjoy the mess. And say those things good girls shouldn't say. And let the bridges that you burn light the way. And as it turns out, Rachel's plagiarizing quotes again. May the bridges I burn light the way was something Dylan McKay from the OG Beverly Hills 90210 said. You know Luke Perry? Please comment any and all your favorite motivational songs that don't have this kind of self-help magnetic poetry. I'm just going to be listening to My Chemical Romance because no way in hell will Rachel take away my emo aesthetic. I mean, the song sounded good. Rachel's not singing it, so I mean, lyrics are whatever. But it's just so typical that it would be about her like being a girl boss and like, oh, now she's a, she's different. She's built different. It's the same bullshit thing again. Like burning bridges along the way. Like again, like you called your housekeeper the lady who cleans your toilets. That's not like, oh, I really, people weren't ready for, my super like amazing mindset or something. Like she made a mistake. She did something wrong. She did a few things wrong, plagiarizing, her fat phobia, that sort of stuff is a little bit less so, I think, than Toiletgate. But she made mistakes, but again, like she very much celebrates them. So it's like, why can't you just make a mistake and then learn from it and move on? Why do we have to like, and now it's going to light my way to a marriage with this new boyfriend? Like that's what it is. So, and again, it's like, Rachel, baby doll. I don't mean to be infantilizing. I don't want to do that to other women, even if it's people I don't like, but girl, like you're just doing what your new boyfriend does. He's in the music industry. Now you're in the music industry. Dave was in the entertainment industry and you were an event planner for the entertainment industry. Like figure out yourself first. It sucks. It's hard. It's not good. I can barely do it. I have a fiance. Like I understand. Being alone is not easy at all. I feel 1,000% better having a partner that I can trust and be with. But it's important to also take that time to figure out what you like. I'm not going to, my fiance's a coder. I'm not going to just quit everything I do and to become a coder because I've seen him do it. You got to figure out what you like so that you can be a good partner. That'd be my self-help advice to Rachel. Because writing a song because your boyfriend's in the music industry is not being you. It could be, but it's probably not. And especially because she did it before with her first husband, Dave, who we just saw has bracelets. Anyways, not the worst song in the world, but just kind of like, I don't know.
Playing out to find the woman that she is now. She's sitting and listening to me. Now's the time for taking things a little too far, figuring out who you are before the world tells you who to be.
And again, this is opportunities that she has because she's a privileged white woman with a husband or a boyfriend who's got connections. Like that's the lesson we're learning here. That's the number one goal in life. Find a man, get rich, die trying. Amen. Can I get an amen? Light those bridges along the way. Yeehaw. Okay. Thank you for that, Miss Ocampo writes. I enjoyed that lyric review, and thanks you for reminding me that existed, because I had burned it from my memory immediately upon arrival. All right, peace. It's been real. I'm gonna play the True Sadness outro video, and if you have merch, stickers, anything that you take a picture of it and DM me on Instagram. Hold on, I'll pull up my Instagram because I'm on my Finstagram. So I'll pull up my real Instagram. DM me on Instagram and I will add it to the slideshow. I'll show you. This is it. I have less followers than Heidi's Show Up conference, SusCon. She's got like 900 followers, so tell all your friends so we can surpass that. And I'll add it to the DM me, and I'll add it to the song. God, it's been a long day. Add it to the slideshow. Bye. Okay, for real. Bye.